Don't be nervous. Ladies and gentlemen, we have
It's a podcast.
One of my
You're
favorite
staring into the camera.
comedians.
I don't like to make my duck lips in selfies. I like to give it right to the camera.
Yeah, there they are.
Or the mic.
All natural.
Because it's good radio.
The bitch is all natural. Wendi McLendon-Covey.
Hey, man.
Look at her. One of the funniest women on the planet. Wendy, do you do any supplementation to keep so optimized? I mean, I was going to say your body. You're working with a bidet.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I like the way you just launch right in there.
I launch
In there.
right in.
There's
I
no.
don't like preliminaries.
No, I go
Just
right
go
in.
Main
right
event.
in.
Main
Am
event.
I supplementing?
This is what I should do. I say,
Like
Wendy,
what? Like what?
Well-
with fillers or
Well-
with vitamins?
Well, with vitamins, here's the question. Because I should have said, hey, Wendy, how do you keep that so tight?
That explains it.
Yeah. There's no way to describe Wendy's
Say that
body.
again, Grandpa.
Hey, Wendy, how do you keep so?
I can't even do it.
Oh.
Like an old creepy
God.
grandpa
Yeah.
who doesn't know the lingo.
Well,
I can't even make that noise.
I know.
It's awesome.
I love
can't
that.
either.
Yeah,
Or when people
but anyway,
describe sex that way. Did you or what?
That's some foreign shit, man. That's some foreigner stuff.
And bro, and when they describe their genitals, bro, I was my piece was like.
Wendy, has anyone ever hit on you like that ever?
Is
or
that
no?
hitting on, or is that just being polite?
That's right.
I don't
Or-
consider that.
Or
I
is it
consider
super
that
creepy?
good manners.
Or is it
That's just good manners.
That's good manners.
That's just good manners. Why be offended by that? It's coming from a pure place. Okay,
Well-
I know Brian, and I
that's
know that there's nothing to be offended by.
Because Brian would do that. Even we'll be on a conference call with executives from Fox. They don't know Brian,
Right.
and they'll be like, "Okay, you guys good?" Brian, I'm like, "Yeah, we're good. I'm gonna take my pants off when I get to the studio." They're all, "What?" And I'm all, "No, not now. Not
That's
now."
weird. We had a meeting yesterday.
I'm like, "No. He's joking. He's joking."
Yeah, we had a meeting yesterday, and he went through all the things we had to do for this thing we're going to shoot.
So
and
boring.
I finally
So
went
boring.
very boring, and I finally went, hey, there's one other thing you should keep in mind when dealing with Brendan and I. And he goes, sure, what is it?
The
I
guy's
go,
dead serious.
Yeah, I go, we're couple 1-2 wildcats. And there was a pause. I go, you know what I mean? Wildcats. And then he finally got it.
It took a while though.
Yeah.
As soon as you did that, I'm like, "Ugh."
It was just like our inside silly humor.
We laughed. He didn't.
Let's do this sponsor read for a second.
Yeah,
then I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
get into you and let
All
you
right.
talk because you're important.
I got
The reason I asked how you stay so well is because I wondered if you did any supplementation with vitamins. Because
Maybe some krill oil with that skin.
well, I was gonna say she looks fantastic.
pure butter, grass-fed butter. You know what I'm talking
Ooh.
about.
Ooh.
I eat sticks of it.
Ah, good girl.
Sticks of butter.
Well,
that's how you stay
Butter.
healthy.
That's it.
Grass-fed butter is important. So is grass. If you're gonna supplement with whey, you want to go grass-fed whey. And
is
it
true,
just so
Cal.
happens that Dolce whey is sourced from New Zealand cows that are nourished on New Zealand grass, and that's from where can you get that, Brendan? From where?
Onnit.com.
You're darn right you can get it from Onnit.com. Best
Seamless.
supplements on planet Earth. You want some omega-3s, 6s, and 9s? Why don't you get involved in some krill oil?
It's a whale of a time.
It sure is. Wendy, you know how smooth and blue a blue whale
Is that
skin is,
frowned
right?
upon? Is that frowned upon between you
Gorgeous.
comics?
No, not at all. That was amazing.
We're gonna give you some supplements. I want you to take them home. Yeah.
I'm gonna take them,
Yeah.
and I'll give you before and afters.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yes.
look 10 years old by the time I'm done with my
10 years
supplements.
old. Jared from Subway will be all up on that.
Hey.
Onnit.com/fighter. 10% off. Brian
That's
the Kid
right.
Cowan.
That's right. 10% off. Wendi McLendon-Covey.
Yeah.
Am I saying all those names
You
right?
said it perfectly.
Is there another one? or-
No, that's
Wendy, you guys might know from, I don't know, Reno 911, a little movie that didn't do it well called Bridesmaid. You're about to do Bridesmaids. You shot Bridesmaid 2, right?
No, there is no such thing.
I thought there was.
No.
I thought I saw an advertisement, a poster of it.
You are
Maybe he knows and
in
you
your
don't.
own dreams.
I'm in my own dreams.
It's not happening.
It's not.
That I know of.
That's a bummer.
No one's written it.
Well, you
it
haven't
is
you
a
haven't
bummer.
lacked for work because you've done other stuff, and then now you're doing the Goldbergs, which I have the privilege of having a small guest.
And it's a hit.
I
And
love
you
it.
are such a gift
Go
to
on.
our show.
Stop
Well,
it.
we were talking about this on the way in, and you make our show so much funnier.
That's crazy talk.
Right.
That's crazy talk.
Coach Meller.
Well, it's the writing. It's the first show I've ever done where the writing is so good. I don't have to do any. I don't even feel like I have anything to add.
That's
to
how
the,
good they are?
That's how good.
Did you know right away when you read the script that it was going to be a hit? It's tough,
You never
right?
know. You never know. I don't understand how anything gets on the air or stays on the air. I really don't. So for this, I thought, this seems funny, but I have a weird sense of humor. So, you know.
If by weird you mean great.
Well, it's okay if you say it. I can't say that. Okay. My impeccable taste. But it felt funny to me, and I loved the footage that he showed of his own family at the end of every episode. I think that really helps the show. But I'm so glad that it's doing well. And truly, from the bottom of my heart and from the bottom of everyone's heart, we love you on the show.
Oh, well,
You're so funny.
I have such a blast
gym
doing
teacher,
it.
right?
When
With
you
the
get
short
to
Gym
shorts?
teacher who eats 6 pounds of fish every day.
it's good for my brain. It's good
Brain
for my brain.
and heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you get to work with all like George Siegel,
Yeah.
who is 80, I don't know how old he is. It doesn't matter. He's 82. Who's been working for 50, 60 years on a high level. I saw that guy on Broadway and you name it. So you get to be in a room with that guy and do a table read. Those are little markers for your career.
Exactly.
Where you just go, wow, this
They're
is
so
I'm
gifted,
here.
huh?
I
Yeah.
read it. Yeah.
Well,
He's worked with Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton.
That's
okay?
big time.
Like,
yeah.
and he plays my dad. I can't believe it sometimes when I'm acting in scenes with him. I'm like, I get choked up. I really do. Looking in those big blue eyes, he's still so handsome.
But
got
you're that good. What did I say about Wendy yesterday about her chops? Because
You
you're talking
said
about
she can do anything. You
Yeah.
said she's one of the most talented people you know.
yeah. Well,
You're so sweet.
no.
And now you're going to ask for money. And the answer
He's
is
gonna ask
still
for a loan.
no.
He's
Okay?
gonna ask
I
for a
don't
loan.
do that.
I'm gonna give it back to you. I'll give it back to you in 3 days. Days.
That's how they do it on the street.
That's how we
That's how
do
they
it.
do it
By the
on
way, you
street.
make lots of money, but you drove here in an adorable little Honda, which I thought
Yes.
was so
Civic?
modest
I
of
keep
you.
it real. A Honda
Civic?
CRV. And normally I have my traffic dummy with me, but he's on hiatus because I'm on hiatus.
Oh, you
You drive
honey
around
dick
with
the cops.
I do.
Like you're carpooling.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
You do that?
Yeah, I do. And I'm very vocal about it. And I will
You're open
when I
about
get when I get pulled over, I will admit to it. I will say this is exactly what it looks like. This
You have
saves
to.
me
It's
a
not like
half
you-
an hour.
Yeah.
I will prepay
I agree.
20 fines.
Of
I
course
will
you will.
do whatever.
I'm with you.
Now, what's the other solution? I could just buy a car that gives me a sticker.
Yeah.
All right.
Prius,
But-
Tesla.
Tesla.
A Tesla. This is not interesting, but I'm going to finish the thought.
Carry on.
For hybrids, they don't have the stickers anymore. They've been given out. So it has to be an all electric vehicle. Well, that's problematic for me because there's no place near me where I can juice it up.
Your house.
Except my own garage, but you have to retrofit and do all these things from what I understand. So
What'd I
I'm
tell
not
you
ready
about
to
that?
do that
Yeah.
yet.
But they come in and do it for you.
It's still a
They
beast,
do.
though, and your
It's still a
energy bill
beast.
goes.
Yeah.
Well, my house is already powered by solar, kids. Yeah.
You just have it all figured
Well, it's
out.
not about
Yeah.
you.
I'm
That's
off the
that's
grid.
what we're talking about. Is
So-
Brian, do what Brian does at all times.
Buy a house that can support the.
The Tesla.
Yeah.
But you
Anyway,
live
I
where?
live in Long Beach.
Oh,
You
LBC.
You still live in
I
Long
still
Beach.
live in Long Beach.
You and Snoop Dogg.
I grew up there, and I'm not leaving
Ever.
ever. I'll buy another place somewhere else, maybe.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to have a place in New York, but I'll never leave Long Beach. I don't like Los Angeles.
I don't blame you.
It's gross.
What
I
don't you
it.
like about it?
I don't like that it's my workplace and everybody here is hustling and you feel that energy all the time.
They need
and when
something
you're
from you.
done for the day, you just want to get out. I can't.
I get that.
I can't do it.
I get that.
Do you have this feeling, because having been in Canada and Calgary recently, and one of the things I love about being in Canada is that there doesn't seem to be this competition. There doesn't seem to be this sort of need for your neighbor to be better than you and richer. And what I mean by that is that there seems to be more of an egalitarian spirit. People are super polite regardless. When you go into a club or whatever, the bouncers are really polite to you. And there's no sort of exclusive us versus them feeling. And I feel like in the United States, and you're talking to a capitalist here, and I get it, but I feel like in the U.S., like especially where I live in Calabasas and places, where it's like,
God. You're
why it
right
feels
in the
this
thick
way.
of it.
the Oaks, the people go, they keep driving. I have a smaller little enclave.
They drive up.
They drive up, and they have these huge houses and these really nice cars. And and by the way,
like
within the Oaks, there's also another gated community, which is the exclusive gated community, which is where Justin Bieber and those people live. So you go into the Oaks, there's already a gate, a huge imposing gate with a guard. And you have to go through all this checklist. And then to get into the exclusive, I can't remember what they call the Oaks within the Oaks, but it's crazy.
Assholes.
Yeah.
Assholes.
The average house is $3, $4, $5, $6, $7 million. And that's a very, in many ways, American thing.
Don't you think it's a L.A., New York thing?
Very
Because
much
it's not
so.
like that in Denver, where
No,
I grew up. There's none of that, really.
No?
Not really.
I feel like it's an American. I feel like the point about it is that Americans always kind of feel like I have the potential, and one day I'm going to work my way into the Oaks. That idea, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it is. I feel that in spades in Los Angeles.
Don't you think
And I
that's
don't want to live that way. That's exhausting. That will
agree.
make me hate what I'm doing. And I never want to push things in front of me through life. Like, I don't want to be beholden to a house that I've got to pay thousands of dollars a month for. My house is paid off.
Wow.
I don't have to worry about it anymore. It's not a huge house. I don't need a huge house. What am I going to do? Clean it? I clean my own house. I like things small.
I thought you were
going to
say you pay someone.
I don't like to do that. I mean, I wish I could. It would save a lot of time, but I like to clean my own house.
But you are,
whatever.
you are, for all intents and purposes, very successful.
I'm
at
doing all right.
At a craft that's really hard and making money, yet
I
you.
get by.
Did you ever think
I
you
get by. the old I'm getting by. I'm living, man.
Nose to the grindstone.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. I've ground my nose down, basically.
Wendy has no nose, everyone.
I don't have a nose.
No nose.
She's got a nub. She's got 2 holes for a nose. But did you ever think you'd because you used to, I think, edit academic books.
I did that until 3 years ago.
Good God.
What?
Yeah, I kept my part-time job. Because I never wanted to hate what I'm doing. I don't want to have to do anything out of desperation. So I always had this little security line. Didn't pay me a lot of money, but it was enough. And also I just like doing it. When you're sitting on a set, there's a lot of dead time.
Yeah.
A lot of dead time. So
Yeah.
this was kind of my little contribution to the world of academic, because it was a social work journal that I.
Oh, it was?
So yeah, it was nice to, feel like I was helping get certain stories out.
Because don't they say less than 1% of actors and entertainers make an actual living doing
Probably.
it? It's less than 1%.
I would imagine.
Did you know when you were coming up whether you started under what's it called
Groundlings.
Groundlings?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of talented people there. Is it similar to sports where you can see who's going to make it?
You
you
see
can
who
tell the
has
outliers?
the potential, but then you can't. There's always room for self-sabotage, and some people get super comfortable, and they make that their world instead of constantly getting out of your comfort zone and going and doing other things. I
True.
never wanted to just stay there.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
To be a big star on that stage, it feels great while you're there, but in the big wide world, does that mean anything?
I agree.
It didn't mean enough to me.
Yeah.
Although
Which
I
is why you
loved- I
kept
loved
going.
That place. Yeah.
But a lot of people start there because you were there with McCarthy, right?
Yeah. Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig and Maya Rudolph and
Monsters,
Jim
all
Rash
killers.
and Nat Faxon, who won an
I love
Oscar
Nat.
for The
That's my buddy.
Descendants. Like, yeah,
Killers,
Nat's great.
all killers.
So a lot of really good people.
And could you
were
tell who was going to make it by their work ethic? Is that similar to,
You could,
or is it just a talent thing?
could.
And
but it's also it's also just a willingness to keep pushing and a willingness to not get comfortable.
That's
And,
yeah.
Yeah.
The training at the Groundlings, because Taron Killam is a buddy of mine, and I watched him go through it. I know Jim Rash and I know Nat.
Yeah, they're
pretty
great.
What exactly is the
Maya.
Groundlings for those that don't know what it is?
Go ahead, tell 'em.
i.e. Big Brand.
It's a sketch comedy, improv, school, and theater. So when you go there, you're going to go through boot camp, basically.
Can anyone go there?
Anyone can go there.
Just sign up.
You can. I think they have non-professional classes. That's where I started. I started in the hey, secretaries who want to have fun on a Saturday, come on down. I started in the non-professional class, and then you audition to get higher up and whatever. You can be kicked out at any time. They can tell you, we don't think this is for you. You're not really getting it, and whatever. And that happens to a lot of people. Doesn't mean they're not talented, just means that maybe they're not right for that curriculum and they're not going far with that curriculum. But that,
Sometimes.
well,
Yeah. Sometimes.
Other times, most of the time, it means that they don't have it.
Yeah.
well,
I wish acting classes would do that to people. I wish that acting
They
classes.
need the money though, right? They
I
need
wish
the money.
teachers would be like, "Hey, you
they're-
don't have it."
yeah, and some people just cannot hear that. And I'm sure. Do you do stand up? You don't. You do. Yeah. And I'm sure you've come up with people who only hear laughs.
Oh yeah.
Even when they should be hearing crickets or groans.
We were just talking about somebody like that yesterday. A friend of ours who was trying to do this other thing.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
And
Yes.
some people just don't. Some people don't get that they are. Not only are they. Some people, it's even worse because some people are arrogant enough to think that not only are people laughing when of course they're not, but also they're not even working that hard.
But you know what the
Right,
problem is? Because they
right.
fall into they hang out with you, or they hang out with a successful group of people who are in entertainment.
It's a little
and
bit like-
somehow they feel like they belong there. They're on the same level.
Well, it's a little bit like when I hang around you, Jake Shields, and just a bunch of fighters and Tariq Azim, and I start to think I'm a little tougher than I am, like I'm hanging out with professional fighters, and somehow I look at myself in the mirror as I'm walking by, and my chest is a little bit more barreled than normal.
It's a little different because
I mean,
You take it on. You morph.
It's a little different because that's not your career.
Yeah,
You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
kidding,
Like
yeah.
if you were just this shit fighter and you hang out with these guys and you start talking about how you're world champ,
Yes.
that's what's similar to
A
in
little
your
bit,
business,
yeah, it
kind
is.
of.
It is. I mean, I think that people lose track and again focus on what it takes
Yeah.
and keep things in perspective. And you're right, some people just hear laughs even
They
when they're
only hear laughs, and you think, my God, how many ninth place ribbons do you have in your scrapbooks? How many thanks for participating ribbons do you have? Because you think you are a winner, and you suck.
You suck.
You suck.
Do you have kids?
No.
No kids.
See,
You
I
want
do.
kids or no?
Can you imagine?
Well, I was gonna
if
say,
I,
are you gonna tell them?
kids, everyone's a winner except for the people who don't win. Do you understand? Unless you win, you're not a winner. You didn't try hard enough. There it is.
That's
That's how
important.
I was raised. A healthy dose of low self-esteem.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I think that's important. I think about that with my
kind of
kids all the
is.
time. Like my wife is an amazing mother, but in a lot of ways, her job is to be very nurturing and everything else. My job is eventually to be like, hey, listen, you know, you're not going to get everything you want, and winning is really hard, and you got to work really hard at it, and you didn't always do a great job.
Do you think your kids are at a disadvantage because they grow up in a comfortable Calabasas life?
Well, I think about that all the time.
It's tough, right?
I don't think
Maybe
that-
just dip out for like 2 years.
Maybe.
Just dip out so they don't grow up with a father figure.
Give 'em some-
just to mix it up.
give them some trauma.
Maybe put a little drugs in their blanket or
Yeah.
something just to mix it up.
Nice public school never hurt anybody.
I agree. Nice
I agree
public
with you.
LA school. Maybe
Yeah.
go down to Watts. We'll figure it out.
Well, my one son was going. Both my kids were going to this new age Montessori school, and it wasn't working for my son, man. And I didn't like the way they were not scolding him. And I brought him. I marched him right over to a Catholic school where the woman was like, they're just like regular people, and it's a very mixed socioeconomic background. A lot of working class people. And I
do
was
they
like,
still spank kids at the school?
No, you can't.
Can they
spank
do that,
You
or
can't spank
nowhere?
legally.
I don't
Nowhere in
think you
America?
can anywhere. Well, you can in private schools if you sign a waiver, I think.
You can still get
it
sued.
depends on
you
the
still
school.
get sued. Nobody does it anymore.
There's no rulers.
They
now?
sure did when we were kids.
Me
Yeah.
too.
I got paddled.
I needed it.
Yeah, they had different levels of
Yeah.
paddle
Oh yeah.
according to the offense.
Oh yeah. I
And you know what? Bunch of winners right here.
That's right.
We all got spanked.
We all got through. We turned out fine.
We turned out fine. Listen to us.
Spanking is good. You want your kids to win? Spank them. That's what the fighter and the kid says. Right, Wendy?
Spank 'em.
Yep.
And Wendy will do the spanking. Wendy,
Fighter and the kid and the lady.
yeah.
Say,
Fighter, the kid and the lady.
bring out the wooden spoon.
Hit your kids.
Character building.
Hit your kids.
Wendy's going to take a hand to our backside, you guys. We might just videotape it. I've been naughty, Wendy. Super
No
naughty.
kidding.
Is he creepy
No
on set?
kidding.
Yeah.
In the best way, in the
Yeah,
nicest
no, in a
way.
friendly way, until-
Again, I get it. I think it's funny. I encourage it. I think it's very funny.
I encourage it.
Yeah,
That's
I think
trouble.
it's very funny. My favorite conversations revolve around his physique. Am I wrong?
No,
Do
it's
I
true.
encourage you to talk
in
about
fact-
your lats?
In fact, I said to Wendy, I said, go ahead and touch my shoulder. And she goes, I'd like to bite it. I'd bite it if I didn't think I'd chip a tooth. Quick she is.
Or bite into one of those snakes you got carrying around.
Yeah.
Now, should we tell how we met, really?
I'd love
Yes.
to hear it.
All right, we met on the set of a really bad movie.
How long
that
ago?
I haven't seen.
How long
Worst movie of all
ago?
time.
3 years ago?
Yeah, probably 3 years ago. Worst movie of all time.
Worst movie.
What was it called?
Sleeping Around. And all
It's
due
called
respect.
Sleeping Around?
Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Or
all due
10
respect to
Rules
my
for-
dear friend who wrote and directed it, who I like very much, Leslie, but it's just a terrible movie.
It's just a terrible
What's it
movie.
about?
Oh, it's called.
What is it about?
It doesn't matter what it's called because it
Sleeping
was-
Around.
Yeah, sleeping around, and it was about nothing. So it was about. Some movies are just about nothing.
But you get
Yeah.
well. You can't say that because both of you read the script and signed up for it.
they were paying us well.
Yeah, we got paid very fairly.
Yeah,
Very fairly.
Yeah, it was nice.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a good. I just, sometimes you read things and you think, well, when this is edited, it will be
could be
funny.
good, yeah.
It could be funny.
Yeah. But we had to be
It
naked,
was
sort
weird.
of.
We had to be semi.
You were in your bra and panties, and what was interesting about when you dress very modestly, and then when I saw you in a bra and panties, I said, I think pretty loudly, Wendy, your body is fantastic.
In front of everyone.
Yeah, she's got a.
He said
fantastic,
it. Now there are no witnesses that will say that he said that. So
They've
you
all
got to
been-
take his word for it. He did say it,
They've all
and
been
which was
slain.
very nice. Very
And-
nice of you to
And
say.
when you first met Colin, was he creepy on set or no? Right away, you guys were buddies.
Oh, I've always
You can
been
tell
a
he's
fan of
harmless,
his.
yeah.
Oh, he's completely harmless. I've always been a fan.
There's a
of his comedic
language.
styling.
For sure.
There's a language comedians can speak in,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yes, and some in any other place they'd call it sexual harassment. They would call in HR.
Yes.
But for comedy people, it's just like that's just how you talk. It's not
Yes.
a big deal.
Did you
You
start
know?
off?
And I sometimes get in trouble with my own mouth.
well,
But I'm not a bad person.
have you done
even though
actual
I-
stand up or no?
No.
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 Why? You'd be amazing.
I don't think I would be.
Oh,
I don't think I would be.
in your sleep.
No. I got nothing to say.
It's not true.
I got nothing to say as a stand-up.
No.
I admire anyone that does it. I can't do it.
Are you political?
I'm political.
Yeah. So you have something to say.
I do have something. No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Think anyone that's political has something to say?
Whether it's funny or not is a question. But
It
if
would-
you have
yeah.
a point of view on life, I think that's, if you have a point of view, and more importantly, probably if you're angry at the way things are done in any subset of society, I think you have something to say. And most of us don't like to face. Most of us don't like to face up to the things we're angry about. And I'll give you an example. I saw a talk on America's secret prisons. We have prisons within prisons where people who are essentially, in many ways, political prisoners, people who have been accused, for example, of giving money to Iran, but just to their orphans, and the Bureau on terrorism, anti-terrorism decides that you were actually helping terrorists, whatever it might be. There are a lot of examples of people who are considered domestic terrorists and put into these secret prisons where they only have 45 minutes a month in which to talk to their family. They have to talk to their families through bulletproof glass. And when you hear about these things that are now being challenged by the American Civil Liberties Union and stuff, I have trouble facing it because it makes me so angry. I don't know how to fight back. There are a lot of things that seem overwhelming when you're fighting a huge nameless government body full of bureaucrats. And it could even be like the IRS. You don't know how to fight back sometimes. Right. And when I see injustice or things that seem unfair, my first reaction is to turn away and not look. But then I force myself not only to look and study it, but to have a point of view on it.
Okay.
Right?
And then you make it funny.
Not really. That's the problem is I haven't been able to do that.
What is going on here? That whole
So you're a
spiel.
lecturer.
So So then you're lecturing us right
Yeah,
now?
what do you do with
And
that?
another thing.
Do you want to start a history class?
And one more thing, you bastards.
You do PowerPoint presentation.
She goes, okay. We both go, uh-huh.
But I'm sure you're mad at certain things.
Oh, well.
So you
listen,
should do stand-up because you're mad at
so I could
traffic.
rant.
Yeah.
So I could be another
you're
lady
right.
who rants about things. And
Yeah.
But
talks
you love
about-
what you do.
I
Acting,
do love
you
what
love
I do.
it.
I
You'd have to.
absolutely love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it, love it, love it. I never wanted to do anything else. So that's why I've set up everything in life to facilitate that.
Is your husband in the business?
No. That helps.
Where'd you guys meet?
We met in college.
Whoa.
Idiot school.
Idiot school.
Golden West College. It's a community college.
Oh, I was going to say, never heard
In
of Golden
Huntington
West.
Beach.
Okay.
The, you know, the intellectual capital of the OC. That's where we met.
What did you study?
I finally got a degree in liberal studies with an emphasis in creative writing. But
It's only a 2-year school, correct?
it is a 2-year school.
Yeah.
I was just getting my GEs out of the way.
I'm
there.
with you. I'm
You know,
with you.
come on. I went to a 4-year school and made it last for 8 years. That's fine.
It's probably way
I had to
easier.
work.
It's probably way easier though being married to someone not in the business.
Yes. Yeah. Because then you don't have to talk about it
Yes.
all the frickin' time.
Oh, God.
You know?
So true.
Yeah.
I've never liked talking about acting. You ever meet people who love the process of acting?
Oh, those people are just exhausting.
Paul Giamatti, when he was nominated for a Golden Globe, I said, congrats, dude. He goes, oh, yeah, thanks. I go, well, you don't seem... He goes, nah, it's fine. I go, how was the process of shooting that movie? He goes, it's good. I just... you know, you guys are comedians. You make me laugh. When you're around, like, in drama, everybody's in character. And they're all being actors. And they're talking about the process.
Yeah.
I was like, nothing worse. I talked to, what's his name? The guy who did Lincoln, Bruce McGill.
Uh-huh.
And Bruce McGill told me that
Who directed it?
No, he was he played one of the guys in Lincoln's inner cabinet. I think he played Lincoln's war secretary. So Daniel Day-Lewis, when he went on set, Mr. Day-Lewis was Abe Lincoln. Please don't refer to him as Daniel Day-Lewis.
24/7 though.
24/7. And by the way, you
On and
better
off.
and by the way, he was only interested in talking about events as they happened in 1865. So
He must have been a great time.
So-
Invite that guy to our next Super Bowl party.
it gets better,
gosh.
and it gets
Intense, huh?
better where and there's no laughter and no talking on Steven Spielberg's set. I mean, apparently, I don't want to speak because I haven't been there. I don't want to speak out of turn here, but from what I've heard, it's a very serious place
I see
to
Cal
work.
on Jurassic Park 4.
Right, and then so Bruce McGill said to Daniel Day-Lewis, he said, "I'm sorry about that nasty business back in Cincinnati, because there was a thing where I guess Lincoln had been snubbed from a gathering, and Daniel Day-Lewis said, well, thank you. Oh yes, well that's all right. Things happen, and that's the way it is." And then apparently when Lincoln was dead and they were all weeping around the body.
Actual crying.
They were actually crying. All the actors were crying. And, you weren't allowed to stop that crying until somebody said cut. And you better hold that preparation. It's serious shit when you're on Spielberg.
I can't imagine doing that.
It just seems to
I
take all the
can't
fun away
imagine
from it,
doing that.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. He was also that way on Gangster, or what is it? Gangs of New York. They
Well-
said he wouldn't talk with some of the characters off set.
Well, it gets even worse. In my
We're
left...
just throwing this guy down the river.
No, he's
Yeah,
the
gets
greatest.
even worse. He uses a chamber pot. He has a PA go and dump it.
Well, funny you should say that.
Insists on kerosene lamps.
It's funny you
what,
should
what?
say that because when he did My Left Foot, where he played Chris Christie, I think his name, who is the one with cerebral palsy who painted masterpieces with his left foot.
Sure.
You ever see that movie? Won an Oscar for it.
Definitely
Sure.
seen it.
Yeah.
Won an Oscar for it.
Yeah.
And that's how he came on the scene. He won an Oscar for this. Everybody's like, who the fuck is this guy who played this guy who has cerebral palsy? Didn't have cerebral palsy. He decided that since he could only use his left foot, well, he wanted to feel the humiliation of not being able to go to the bathroom without assistance. And I'll leave it at that.
What?
I'll leave it at that.
At least he's all in though. That's why he might be so great.
Well,
That's
look,
why he's the
yeah,
greatest.
Look, he is amazing.
you don't want
He
to have
is
you don't want to share a
amazing.
drink with this guy though.
No.
Well, he's very modest. Like he said, people ask my process, and he said, he was fascinated. He said, people want to know how I do what I do. He said, would it matter if I stuck flowers up my jack and did cartwheels? The bottom line is I'm a boring middle-class Englishman, and I have to do something to keep myself, occupied.
I think he gets so involved with the character. That's why we don't see him do a lot of movies. Like, he doesn't do a ton of jobs.
Oh, no.
No, he did.
No.
Lincoln.
No, he learned that for the boxer. He literally became a boxer. Like I said, became like kind of an all right amateur boxer. He was studying to be a cobbler for like 3 years. Do you know about that?
No.
He was studying to be a shoe cobbler and got to be a really good shoeman. He can make shoes out of leather.
I just want to say that
We are balls
I have
deep in
not
Daniel
heard.
Day-Lewis
We are
right
balls
now.
deep.
Balls deep.
Balls deep.
You know, he loves a nice tomato bisque as well.
He
I don't
does.
know if you know that.
Oh
Yes.
gosh, I'm learning a lot. But I have how many years have I gone by without hearing the term shoe cobbler?
Oh, for real?
Thank you for that gift. But
That
also,
is a gift. You've earned that.
like, okay, whatever he needs to do it. I as an audience member, I love what he does. I love what he does. It's the F level actors that I can't stand listening to process talk. Okay, Daniel Day-Lewis, I'll take it. You got an Oscar, I'll buy it.
I agree.
Everything you do,
You're
I'm
allowed to do
on
that.
board.
You're allowed to
If
do
I'm
that.
hearing, someone at a Portland dinner theater talk about process, have a seat. Go sit in the naughty chair.
Shut your mouth.
And don't come out until you
Shut your mouth.
Until you see the error
adults
of
are
your
talking.
ways.
Shut your
You're
mouth.
boring everybody. Yeah. Go do your morning pages. Shut the hell up.
When you get a
That's
role,
an artist's way.
do you have to, obviously not to Daniel Day-Lewis's degree
Right.
at all, but do you have to do anything like that? Anything like that?
God. I can't say that I go that extreme with anything. But I do have to sit with the pages and really get into the subtext and why is this person driven to do what they want and what are their opposites. I always like the opposites.
What do you mean?
Meaning if someone is, for instance, let's just take Clementine, Deputy Johnson from Reno 911. What are her opposites? She postures like she's this sex kitten. Is she really? Or is she just an old drunk who smokes pot every night and gets the munchies and sausages into her uniform every day? Like, is she sexy or does she think she's sexy? Does she have all these conquests or does she feel it sounds better if she does?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
That's that human
Everybody
psychology.
has an Achilles heel. So what is it?
Yeah.
You know?
What is it for your character on the Goldbergs?
I feel from talking to the real Beverly Goldberg, who is very much alive and visits the set and has a lot to say, for as much as she loved being the CEO of the Goldberg family, she wishes she could have been a lawyer. She really does.
Oh.
And so when she gets on the warpath about something, she goes all in. And when I tell you that she beat Medicare at their own game, I'm not joking. And she could have been a lawyer. And she knows who to call. She knows the verbiage. She knows what to say. She knows how to emotionally manipulate. I wish she'd write a blog about getting what you need because she is good at it.
Oh, wow.
She is good at it. She's won 5 court cases.
Wow.
Just as a citizen.
Wow.
I mean, and we had an episode last year where she kept saying, I could have been a lawyer. I could have been a lawyer. I spoke with her last week. She must have said I could have been a lawyer 5 separate times in a 10-minute conversation.
Dang.
And she's right. She should have been.
It's so interesting to me that you say that. I think that's such a huge motivation for people. So many people I meet wish they were someone else, including guys, including someone like me who is so happy with what they do. I can't imagine doing anything else. I feel like the luckiest person in the world because I get paid. But there's a side of me that always wanted to be a tough guy, a great athlete, 6'4", whatever it is, those kinds of things. There's a side of him that would, even though he was a great athlete, would have traded it all in probably to be a great musician, someone who can play the piano and sing his ass off.
Or an entertainer.
Or an
smaller,
entertainer.
for sure.
And smaller. It's so interesting how we all have this sort of longing or a hole, right?
And yet, life is long.
Is
And
it?
there's 24 hours in a day. You can do things. You can explore those sides of your personality, and you can
Come up to the mic. Stop being.
Oh,
so,
yes, I forgot.
Stop being so far away from us.
This
Stop
isn't like
fading.
a coffee table or coffee shop conversation.
There you
It's
go.
got to be right up
There you
right
go.
up on this.
Yeah, get up on that bitch.
But I guess
Sorry.
what I'm saying is,
I guess what I'm saying.
She just.
what's stopping you from doing those things?
You talking to me specifically?
Yes.
Yes.
Putting you right on the spot.
What do you mean? What?
She's got a really strong, grounded voice, right? Like she could be a really good scolder.
for sure.
Oh, I can scold.
Ask us, because you know,
Okay, yeah.
we both did something wrong.
Yeah.
So ask us. Just come up and ask us.
Are we
Okay.
kids or are we ourselves?
You were kids, and
We're
ask
kids?
us who took the cookies. Hey,
I'm not going to ask you about cookies. I'm going to get to the meat of what I want to know. What's with the lotion, you guys?
huh? Nothing.
What's with the lotion
I didn't-
sampling?
I didn't put any lotion.
No lotion
He's-
here.
You
he's
going to
a-
look at me and lie?
He's.
You going to look right in my face and lie?
He
How
took
dare
the
you?
lotion.
He's
He
the-
took the
Uh-huh.
lotion.
He did.
You guys
he's-
had lotion
no,
time.
No.
Lotion time? What is
You
lotion
two lotion
time?
lovers. I don't know. What does it mean to you?
We use them on our dicks. Mom, we used them on our. It felt so good.
Just
And
admit it.
scene.
And scene.
And
that
scene.
was fun.
Thank
and
you.
that
Thank
And
you.
is good
scene.
theater.
Scene.
I don't know
Lotion
why
scene.
I thought of this
I was cracked up with the lotion.
on the way here. I don't know why I thought of this, and I don't think we should do it. But I did want to do offensive, stereotypical theater, where we're in a we're Japanese samurais in a licorice store, and you walk in, and you happen to be the hot, licorice-loving samurai lady. Now, I don't approve of this, and I'm not trying to get you into
She goes,
You don't approve of it.
I'm not
What's your
trying
You
idea?
can't help yourself of doing it. And because you brought it up again, it makes me think that you really want to do this.
I don't.
definitely wants to
I'm saying that I had the thought.
He doesn't
and
want
like
the
all
backlash.
like all evil thoughts, you should let them dissipate.
free. No, you want them
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
But
Don't
if
detain
I
your
was-
fleeting insight.
If I was a samurai in a licorice store, it's delicious licorice.
It's delicious.
Is this good?
You
You
tell
like
me.
it? Do you
Hey!
like what this is?
This
Like
is-
what's happening?
This is what I have to
This
do.
is very Calabasas of you, P.S.
This is Calabasas.
Try to pull that shit in Calabasas. See where
Well, they have a very
see where you
active,
end up.
They have a very active nationalistic Japanese samurai population.
I bet.
I like licorice. You
I mean, is
Good
this
stuff.
is this good?
That's good stuff. Again, I want to do a callback to the people that only hear laughs.
Oh my
The
God!
people who only hear laughs and then get off stage and say, "I killed it."
I killed it last
Killed
night.
Killed it
I
as the
killed
audience
it
is
last
snoring.
night.
I killed.
That's another thing I love.
Crushed.
And I'm not trying to take away from your samurai.
We're not going to do it. I
thing.
said we're
Okay.
not.
But people who
No.
blame the audience
Oh, that's the best.
They just
for
don't get it.
like they don't get it. They don't. This audience
This
sucks.
crowd's tired tonight, man. The crowd's just tired. Oh, are they? Because they showed up here.
Yeah, they
I
showed
love-
up and
You
paid.
usually get this. Crowd's tight. They're so tight, right?
Yeah.
Not for me. Didn't happen. No, I did really well. That's what I say. Nope. I destroyed.
Not for me, man. It's weird.
Yeah,
Crowd's
you're
tight.
tight 5 on yeast infections. That didn't wake them up. Wow, hard to believe that didn't go over well.
God, you get that.
Really
all the
thought
time.
that'd be great.
Or this, or the best is they're not smart. This is they're just dumb out here. They're just
Yeah.
dumb. They don't get like dick jokes. They don't like don't like when you get
Where
into it.
were
Yeah,
we
I
at?
was
We were
making-
at an event and the stand-up got up there. The comic got up there, said a joke and just bombed crickets. And he goes, "Pfft, worked at the last place.
I love those guys who
I went,
turn on
"Well,
the audience.
Yeah,
That's
goes
good.
bad on the audience.
I just want to say you guys suck. Huh? Oh, do we?
Oh, that's gonna go well. That's gonna go well.
ah.
That's good.
Ah.
That's good stuff.
Mm.
Oh.
Going to the comedy store at 2 a.m. or like 1:30 and seeing the people who get up there and I'll do like a stand up for 3 people. Fantastic. I've been there.
Yeah.
I did 40 minutes for one guy.
Was he
and
laughing, though?
He laughed his ass off. He was from Israel. I never forgot. I made him laugh his ass off. I was like, they go, you want to go up? I go, I 100% do. And I'm going to do 40 strong minutes for this guy.
You got to be curious about the guy though.
Yeah.
3 a.m. at the Laugh Factory
Yeah.
by himself
Nursing
to
his
watch
drink.
one guy.
Nursing his drink.
Yeah.
I don't know if that. Yeah. That's
Well,
tough.
you got to be curious
And
about
yet
both
he was
of
in
us.
30.
Both of you.
I can't even talk. He was enthusiastic. He had the best show of his life. He got entertained.
Oh yeah.
But
You
is there
know,
anything worse than being a stand-up comic and bombing? Because you have nowhere. Where do you go? You have nowhere to go. You have no excuses.
Yeah, what is
You
that
knew
like?
that was
have you
coming.
have you ever had a set that was so terrible you came off and like you just didn't even want to talk to anybody, like just get me to my car?
You have?
Oh yeah.
When
When I
you
was
were young.
younger, when I was
Yeah.
younger, starting out, I got up. I was at the New York Comedy Club, which I don't even think exists anymore. It might. And I think it was on 24th Street. And I got up and I waited probably 2 hours to get up. And I was so nervous because the entire audience was black.
Oh.
All of them.
Was it in Harlem or what?
Nope, it was on 24th Street. It was like some night where they had a promotion. Somebody was
Black night?
promoting. Yeah. And it's like tripping on Tuesdays at the
You say
comedy store.
tripping on
Tuesday.
Tuesdays?
They call it tripping on Tuesdays. A comedy store. It's primarily a black audience and black comics.
Okay, that's fun.
And so it's like they have all in the comedy world. They had that. They have like
Black
Latina
night.
night,
Sure.
and all
Yeah,
that shit.
yeah.
Latin
Mexican night,
all
Chinese
that.
night.
Well,
Samurai night.
yeah.
What the?
Yeah.
What, man?
Samurai. Licorice!
You brought that out.
Sorry.
So
I'm
there's
sorry.
Black Night, there's
walks right
Spanish
into
Night, there's
Yeah, so I was so intimidated because first of all I hadn't been doing stand-up that long, and I instead of just doing my act and saying these are just people,
you did it with a black
they have a
voice?
different culture.
What's up, everybody? What's up, motherfuckers?
Well,
Did you do it like that?
I certainly did not.
Well, it's because that would have worked.
I don't think so, sir. I don't think so, and I don't know that.
Oh yeah, that's what I would have
Sir,
done.
I'm going to ask you to not be so stereotypical. We've already done stereotypical theater, and Wendy's appalled right now.
Jesus.
Wendy is appalled.
I just don't see the problem with that.
She is a public figure, and we are dragging her into this horror. I want to
Happy to
apologize
be
you.
here. Happy to be
Happy
here.
to be
I'm
here.
here for all of it.
That's it.
Here for all of it.
I bombed so badly that a woman in the audience went like this.
wait for this.
She goes, "Oh." Yeah.
You could just hear her.
Because I told 2 jokes and they died, and then I told a third one. I doubled down, and she went, "Oh," and then this dude in the back. That I went. It was the worst 7-10 minutes of my life. I then did something else. I was doing a penguin. I was saying I'm a turtle.
Business was
it must,
rough.
It must suck being
Business
a
was
turtle.
rough.
I'm laughing already. I refuse to believe that didn't go well.
The
I know,
joke.
I would pay to see you do a turtle.
The joke was, man, it must be tough being a turtle because you're like outside. Now I'm inside, and I was going out and into my shell. I'm already embarrassed. And a guy went like this. A guy goes in the back, he goes, "Wow." Just that. Wow. And I was like, and they must have known that I was so mortified. And as a group, there was a collective sort of, like, they were just collectively embarrassed for me. And you could see them kind of doing their shit. They
Was
were
the
doing
clap
their-
at the end just like,
Oh, man.
thanks, man.
I got off. I was like, thanks. They're like,
Fuck you, white devil.
I don't remember.
Get off the stage, white devil.
Oh, dude, I don't remember.
That sounds awful.
I had a guy throw a napkin at me one time at Caroline's. This like kind of big sort of Guido guy kind of took a napkin and goes, threw it at me because I
Those kind of
sucked.
just go like this, though.
It didn't matter, bro.
Got
Okay.
a Q-tip and beat me about the head and
Felt
shoulders.
like
He
a-
was vicious.
Felt like a fast pitch from a Major League Baseball
because
player.
it was embarrassing.
Oh, and I deserved it.
Have you ever had any times when you've been on set and forgot your lines?
Oh, constantly.
Yeah.
None.
Constantly. Yeah. Yeah.
How about embarrassing
So that's not
moments?
frowned
How about
upon.
embarrassing moments?
Well,
Ever do a character that fell flat?
oh yes. Yeah.
On the
I
groundlings?
had a couple of nights at the groundlings where it was like, oh man, I don't even want to go through the lobby to get to my car.
Oh, God damn it.
I've stayed in the dressing room and just waited for everybody to leave because I don't want to make eye contact with anybody.
Been there.
Yeah.
Try
it's
losing a
awful.
fight. Get knocked out.
Oh.
In Brazil.
Oh.
Think how expensive the flights are there, and all your family and friends come to see you.
Dude.
And then think about walking out of the arena.
He
to
fought
see
a
your family.
legend. He fought a legend in Brazil. Some
Well,
say,
yeah, I'm just trying to compare it to you guys when you bomb, but
Right.
think
It's
about that.
the
Then
same
you come
kind
out and
of
you're all,
like,
hey!
yeah.
Oh.
Got to put
and
on a
you're-
brave face.
You're just in shorts. You're basically naked,
Oh.
and you go to another country, and there are how many people were in the stadium?
I don't even know.
Like
30,000.
30,000 people, and you go fight this legend. And
Millions of people watching.
Because he has experience, he fakes, punches you in the face. You go out. Thanks a lot. First round, probably, right?
Yeah, those are all details that she doesn't need to know.
Well-
Thank you, Brian. The moral of the story is
he
I
being
lost
shady?
I just lost the fight.
Yeah.
So it's like when you get out, it's that embarrassment.
God
Like I literally wanted to stay in my I was in the shower for probably an hour, just sitting there in the shower, thinking, what can I do? I should just disappear.
Did you want to
Yeah.
quit fighting after that?
No,
or-
not at all.
No.
No. Not
Okay,
at all.
let me
Not in
ask
the
you a
least bit.
dumb question because I don't know. What's it like to be knocked out?
I don't know.
You don't know.
You
'Cause
the lights just go off.
But when you come back, what's
it's-
that recovery like?
It physically doesn't hurt. You're more hurt because you know you lost the fight. Does that make sense? And it really doesn't hit you until like hours later.
Really?
It feels like a bad dream. And then because you can't sleep because you're adrenaline. Win or loss, you can't sleep because of the adrenaline.
Right.
And then at like 3 a.m, it hits you and you're like, oh man, this isn't a bad dream. That really happened. And it's the worst. And then
yeah,
you got to
that
get
feeling
then you
of
gotta go on
letting
a
other
plane.
people down.
That's the worst.
is the worst
Because
part
I
of
think
it.
you have coaches, family,
Right.
friends, sponsors.
And then I know when I suck at something and everybody knows it, the things people say to try to make you feel better, I can't stand that.
Oh,
I can't stand that. Please
it's
don't
worse.
talk to me like that.
It's worse. It makes you feel way worse.
Yeah, I would just rather have someone say, that was awful. You really were terrible, rather than say, hey, you know what? That's okay. God loves you. Or,
I agree.
You know, I still think you're great. You're a winner to me. Shut up, shut up, shut up. I don't like hearing other people say it.
This is what I
to
say.
each
This
other.
is all
I don't-
part of the
don't say
plan.
it to me. I don't like it.
It's the worst.
It's
I hear this. It's
Ooh,
all part of the
don't talk
plan.
down to me.
Is
It's
it?
all part of the. Yeah.
Is it?
You know what?
Meant to
What
be.
the
Yeah.
fuck's
Meant
the
to be.
plan?
Meant to be. I'm meant to be a loser? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I was meant to get in a car accident. Thanks.
If I go to somebody's show and they're terrible,
Yeah.
if it's a play or something, I used to do this. I would just go like this. I'd see them and I'd go, and I'd just hug them.
Yeah.
Or I'd go, glad I came. I'm glad I came. Mm-hmm. That's all. If it was terrible. And that's all I could manage. Instead of being like, you were phenomenal up there.
Yeah. Oh, I don't.
But you're a little bad at it because
I'm
you're
a liar.
You're a lot. He's a bona fide liar. Because we'll see some people who are terrible or just guys asking for advice and they'll show us their videos, something like that. And even I don't have the experience. You guys, I'll see it. I'm like, oh my god, it's terrible. But I'm like, keep going with it. Keep going with it. It's one of the most cool things I've ever
Well, I don't
seen.
do that anymore so much because now as I'm older, I feel a responsibility to not kill their dream, but
Yeah.
at least figure out a way I can steer them in the right direction. So
Yeah.
what I always say to people is I'm older, so I've made way more mistakes. It just means I can see that you're making the same mistakes I did. And my job, if you're really asking me, is to tell you maybe to turn the wheel a little bit over here.
That's a very diplomatic way of saying it.
Yeah.
Saying
Yeah.
you suck.
Because you don't want to be the dream crusher.
Right, because some people do start out terrible.
Yeah. But you also don't want to give false hope. Like, oh, please keep doing that.
Just keep,
Do
just
more
keep-
of that.
Keep bombing. It is fun for everyone.
Yeah.
Do more of
Do
that.
more of that.
But the thing is, like, if you watch I don't even know if it's still around, American Idol. You watch the opening performance of American Idol. These people are so bad. But you talk to their family, like, no, she's the next Mariah Carey. It's like, what the
Yes.
fuck?
Oh.
What frequency are you guys listening
But that's
to?
because they haven't seen what the competition is. So you always say, I always say, you're such an athlete. You go, hey, dude, compared to the NFL, I'm not. But you know that.
don't
If
say
you didn't
that.
know that, I just mean,
Yeah, I definitely
I just
never
mean,
said
I
that.
just mean that I just.
I'm a phenomenal athlete.
No, you're a phenomenal
believe it.
athlete.
Yeah.
You're a phenomenal
I
athlete. I'm
believe it.
saying that
Everything
you
you do
are
is
you're also aware of exactly where you stand because you had such severe competition, right? So you know
Well,
you're
I've
under no
seen.
illusions of what you can and what you can't do. I guess is what I'm saying, right? And if you haven't put yourself in the arena and competed against the people that are the real deal, you're gonna have a false
But
sense.
in music, you can just turn on the radio and be like, well, do you sound anything like these people? Nope.
Unless you have a family that goes, you sound exactly like him.
Or friends.
Yeah.
Or someone you look up to says, no, keep going with it.
It's like the person with bad breath, chronic bad breath, and nobody tells them because they're embarrassed.
We have a friend like that.
Yeah.
His breath is so bad, it ricochets off our windows.
Yeah.
True story.
Yeah.
Is he rotting from the inside?
Probably.
Probably. He said he got
Well, don't say it out
No,
loud
he-
because he might know.
He doesn't. He said he got malaria in Africa, and that's why he smells like shit. So it's a legit
Oh,
point.
okay, maybe.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
has he?
Did I tell you that?
Okay,
No.
so
Yeah.
so one has malaria and they're obviously rotting.
Inside
Is he
out.
on some kind of regimen? Maybe a supplement.
Maybe a supplement from On It.
I don't know. It's tough though, huh?
That's
yeah, I forgot to
malaria.
tell you that. Yeah, I brought it up to
Wow.
him.
There was a girl I remember who was so hot, and I was in New York when I first got to
Time
New
to
York.
do this again.
Go ahead. You smell great,
Man,
Wendy.
what is that? Listerine?
Listerine.
Can I get a squirt?
Please. Now it's like macing your mouth. It's very strong. No.
Not in the eye.
In the eye. See?
It is strong.
There was this
I'm
girl.
seeing Listerine. I'm seeing Listerine. You remember the Listerine strips?
Yeah.
Oh, those are deadly.
They're like a gel. They stick on the top of your mouth.
Yeah.
They burn.
They burn.
Yeah.
It's like acid.
Yeah. It is
It
acid.
is like acid. It's a trip.
Like battery acid.
It is acid.
Oh, okay.
With
Yeah, that
Pepsodent
acid
for the
too,
first
though.
toothpaste, where people had never used to brush their teeth in the early part of the century in America, when they created Pepsodent and they put a little acid in it, the peppermint acid or whatever it was, that's where people's mouths felt really fresh. And it's considered one of the great marketing coups because the chemist said, well, people aren't going to really brush their teeth because they don't know that their mouth is clean. We have to create this sort of fresh feeling.
Well, it's like Coke and Coca-Cola, cocaine in Coca-Cola.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, they put cocaine in it, so it was addictive. Yeah. Imagine that Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
But look at you
Let's
knowing
bring that
about
back.
Pepsodent.
Let's
Because
bring that back.
you have varied interests.
I do.
Dentistry,
Yes.
bodybuilding,
Yes.
Samurais.
Offensive
smooth
theater.
jazz,
Entertaining black
expensive
people.
theater.
Yes.
The-
Power fucking. Power fucking. I like to power fuck. Yeah, a power fuck. which is
Motivational
what?
speaker.
Renaissance man. Motivation.
That's a new
or
one.
unmotivational.
Unmotivational.
speaker.
Yeah.
I wax poetic on things that bother me about secret prisons in the Americas.
We both got lost. You went,
Look at
so...
You were like, okay. Hey,
Okay.
I'll do a dropping knowledge. We have a segment called Dropping Knowledge.
Do it.
I think you'll like this one.
Drop it,
I
daddy.
think you'll like this.
Drop it, daddy.
So it's time for
Super.
Dropping Knowledge with the Kid. Do you know that usually when
For sure, spit it.
chemotherapy patients, cancer patients, are cured, doctors often report that their patients are depressed.
Yeah.
And do you know what neuroscientists believe that to be? It's because whenever you take chemo, the reason your hair falls out and things like that is because the chemo kills new cells.
Okay.
It kills new cells. So the new cells in your body are your hair and things like that. And so all the new cells die, but you have to do that to kill the bad cells. So the new cells are also happen to be tumors that are growing. So that's how you keep a cancer in check and ultimately, hopefully kill it. Well, the new cell, the cancer drug also stops the brain from producing new neurons. And what we didn't realize was that in the hypothalamus, which is the middle part of the brain that controls mood and memory and kind of who you are, there are always new brain cells either being regenerated or they're not. And if they're not, there are a lot of things you can do environmentally to stop your brain from producing new brain cells. And there are a lot of things you can do to produce to actually produce brain cells.
So they get super depressed
They
after
get depressed,
the chemo?
yeah, because the cancer drug has stopped them from growing new cells. So what they tell cancer patients now is, look, you may get depressed even after the cancer goes away because your brain didn't have a chance to produce these new cells.
They snap out of it?
Well, it'll take some time. Sometimes it can take 3 months to really
Too
get
bad.
back to it.
At least you're cancer free.
And then, but there were some really interesting thoughts. So sleep is a huge thing in actually producing new brain cells. And you produce less brain cells as you get older, but you can still do it. Guess what else produces brain cells? Guess the 2 foods. I'll give you 3 guesses.
Two
two
foods.
foods.
Give us a category that they're in. There's a lot
One's a
of food.
fruit, and one is a sweet. What's the fruit?
I'm gonna say
Creates flavonoids.
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 Is it are they oranges?
No.
It's an apple.
No.
Strawberries?
No.
Pomegranate.
No.
Blueberries.
Blueberries.
Ah!
Give it up.
Yes, give it up.
Look at you.
Give it up.
Thank you.
And then what
I
is
went
the
to college.
what is the one?
Professor.
That's right.
Go on, yeah.
Professor.
Professor.
What is the other sweet food that
What do you mean
contains
sweet food?
Chocolate.
chocolate? Dark chocolate.
Dark
Riboflavins.
chocolate.
Riboflavins.
Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
Dark chocolate.
And
So
guess,
eat dark chocolate covered blueberries.
yes, and guess what
Oh
else
my
they
gosh.
guess what else they think produces neurons and what actually stops new neurons.
Is it a food?
No, it's something else that you can do.
Exercise?
Yes. Run.
Run and
Run.
eat chocolate covered blueberries.
Running and activity, at least in adult mice, and now it's turning out to be in humans, actually looks like it's responsible for producing more neurons, new brain cells. And
Isn't
when
that
you don't
interesting?
run, when you're not active, when you just sit around, it can have the opposite effect. Alcohol kills new brain cells. But guess what? Red wine, because it has resveratrol in it, might very well produce new blood
I
cells.
heard THC does too.
We don't
Marijuana.
know.
We
I
don't know
didn't-
for sure, but that's what I've heard.
Maybe. I don't know. Isn't that cool?
Isn't that interesting? So you can be proactive about your health and about your brain cells.
Yeah, what you
You
do
can
has
play a
has
very active
yes,
role.
what you do has a great deal to do with how active your brain is as you age, and if you suffered from things, there's the case too. All right,
Boom, dropping knowledge with the kid.
dropping knowledge with the kid. Oh, you're saying? Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying something else.
I
All
thought
right.
we were.
Why don't
I'm
we
just
go
doing
into
this.
Wendy? Why don't we go into? We haven't really let you really wax poetic enough.
Well, now it's 12:15, and I gotta be somewhere.
Where do you have to be?
I have a meeting at UTA.
Why are you being so hush hush about it?
Can we knock out the fan questions for you?
Yeah,
Before you
let's do it.
bounce on
Let's
us?
do it.
Ev,
do
let's
it.
jump right into fan questions.
You want to do some current events? How much time do you have, Wendy?
No, we'll just
I-
knock out the fan question, then we'll
Yeah,
knock
let's
out
do
the
that.
other stuff.
Let's do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
if she has to get going.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, cool. Let's do it. First fan question. Wendy, do you still hang out with your Reno 911 castmates? And who was your favorite character on the show?
Boom.
I don't hang out with them just because I live far away, so I never like really run into people. But Cedric Yarbrough comes and does the Goldbergs sometimes. Tom Lennon has been on the Goldbergs. I'm certainly friendly with everybody on social media.
Yeah.
But no, I don't really see
Keep up with
anybody. And but my favorite character probably was I liked Junior a lot, played by Ben Garant. Always had his sunglasses on and a bulletproof vest outside of his clothes. He was a good old boy. I liked him.
Do you ever get stopped by cops who are like, "Hey, you were on Reno 911"?
Not usually.
No,
Not usually. No.
because you're always incognito
Well, I just don't get stopped by cops.
Yeah, I was going to say, you
Usually,
probably don't get stopped.
in your Honda.
Can't really
when I
do
rob
that.
banks, I'm
Yeah.
really stealthy, and
a lot of
I
interaction with police
yeah.
officers. What else you got, Ev?
All right, next one is Bridesmaids had such a killer cast, but who was the one person you had the most fun with on set?
Ellie Kemper was my favorite, and between takes, she was so wickedly funny. I mean, I was in stitches, and I'm thrilled that she's doing Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, because now everybody can see
Oh, nice.
how wickedly funny she is. I love her.
Wow.
Is
I
that on
love
Comedy
watching her.
Central? What's that
It's
on?
on Netflix.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I have a crush on Kristen Wiig. What is she like?
She's adorable. You should have a crush on her.
Yeah.
She's really sweet.
Does she have a man?
I don't know.
Yeah,
See, she's another one that
I'm married.
I never see
gonna
her.
say.
Yeah.
Shut up, Brandon.
I know. I'm like, why are you asking?
And especially when I asked, I'm like, she had a man.
But do you feel like when you see, when you hear about girls in the business or whatever that you kind of would go after if you weren't married, and
Yeah.
you hear that they have somebody? Do you think, yeah, but she hasn't met me?
Yes,
Even
Yeah.
though it's
Like
can't
that's not
happen.
fair.
Kristen
Yeah.
Wiig. If I was single, I would make a beeline for her.
Okay.
And Tina Fey, I always had a thing for.
I
her.
think she's the greatest.
Yeah.
And
But
she's-
Tina Fey,
brilliant.
Tina Fey is
brilliant.
as brilliant as she is, would probably be a difficult human being to be with. She couldn't. She
I
wouldn't.
feel like
she wouldn't
she'd
like
boss
me.
you around.
She would try. That's the problem, and it would never happen. So then she'd be like, and she's
don't
smarter than
know.
me. She's smarter than I have. I think she wouldn't be interested. But
She wouldn't be interested.
Kristen Wiig and I, we have a thing. I don't know her.
well,
but,
you have a
Okay.
thing for her.
well, but we have
No,
a
I
thing.
feel you.
She doesn't know that.
Yet.
She
Yeah.
she knows now.
There's still
She knows
Someone's
now.
gonna tell
I've
her.
always liked the funny girls.
Me too.
Yeah,
Something about
you
it.
too.
Yeah,
Yep.
you know what.
Brennan and I are a couple comedy roadies for girls. We
Also known as laugh lizards.
we're the
Never heard that.
we're the laugh lizards.
That's brilliant.
I haven't heard
laugh
couple
lizards.
laugh lizards. We hang around the comedy clubs
Yeah.
late at night. Hey, wants a
lady,
drink?
I like your bolo tie.
Great set.
Hey,
You had a
great-
great set.
Hey, great set. Just a couple fans
And your
over
act
here.
was funny too.
Yeah.
Ba-dum-bum. See what I did there?
Beat me to a
Ooh.
great set.
Drink this.
Any more
Cosby
questions
style.
for
What
Wendy?
else you got?
Yeah, we got more. This next one comes from our buddy Skylar Aston.
Ooh.
Skylar Aston, I know you.
He's the best.
When does Speech and Debate come out? I hear the drama teacher is a revelation in acting.
Okay, we were in a movie called Speech and Debate. We filmed this in Mississippi in July.
Sure.
It was
That's very
150
comfortable.
degrees
Yeah.
and 100%
Great weather.
humidity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say right now that it was a waste of time for me. I know that I was probably cut out entirely and just reduced to an extra. But Skylar Aston was a revelation, is a revelation, is a
good
gift
dude.
to humanity.
Damn right he
His
is.
voices for
And
sure.
a friend
My
of the
gosh.
show.
Did
And a friend of the
everything
show.
I'm
about
assuming
him
his
is
girl came on
delightful.
set. Did you meet his
I
girl?
don't think so. I don't
wow.
think I did.
She might have been African
no.
then.
Yeah.
Or maybe she just didn't want to go to the thriving metropolis
Of
of
Mississippi.
Jackson, Mississippi.
Gets toasty down there.
It's
It
a
gets
little
super
What else
toasty. I
you
saw a
got,
dead armadillo in the road.
You did?
Ooh, I love armadillos.
Yeah. Oh,
When's
they're
the last time you saw an
interesting.
armadillo?
Never.
They're so cool.
Yeah.
You saw dead?
You know what?
a
I've
dead
never seen.
armadillo. Yeah.
You lied.
No, I didn't lie. I've seen pictures of
Yeah,
them.
you just don't. They don't come up.
No, they
You don't see 'em,
You
you
don't
know?
see a
They
lot
don't
of them.
cross
It's like
the road
Bigfoot.
here.
It's like
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
I thought they were only in Texas for some weird reason, but they're in
Are they in Arizona?
Mississippi.
probably.
Are they in
commute.
Arizona?
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
we're gonna see us an armadillo in Arizona.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll do our
how was
live
it
show
dead? Was it
there.
rolled in a ball? Did you try to revive it?
Mouth
I
to
didn't
mouth, like
try to revive it as much as I wanted to put my mouth on that thing.
on the armadillo snout?
It was,
Juicy
it was
snout?
bloody and eviscerated.
Aw.
So
What if he
Fucking
was just like
armadillo.
passed out though? Would you try mouth to mouth?
No.
I would.
I know you like
Would
things
ya?
that are soft. It's not. Doesn't have a soft nose, Brendan.
You don't know, Callan.
I do.
Just like me.
You
We've
don't know.
never seen an
You don't know
armadillo.
that I don't know. So maybe I lied about never seeing one.
God, that's why this
Wendy,
is how we work.
do you guys look at each other when everybody's gone, when the mics are off,
Yeah.
the camera's off?
Yeah.
You look at each other.
Yeah.
You put your hand on each other's shoulder and you say, "Friend,
Yeah.
you're the best there is."
we should now.
Would you do that for me? I want you to do it.
I can't. It's too. It's
I
too,
want you to do it.
it's too intimate.
Yes,
Mom,
you can.
Mom.
As an exercise.
Mom, I don't want to.
Think of everything Daniel Day-Lewis does.
That's true. He goes balls deep. It's our turn to go balls
Oh
deep.
God, this is so
that. Come
embarrassing.
on.
All right.
Your hands are so small.
Shut the fuck up. Don't smile, dude. Friend.
You're the best.
You're the best.
Why'd you get? What? He was just dying to get the samurai out.
She's so emotional right now. Hold on.
It's so good.
Wendy's so emotional. Wendy.
I want to bring the room down.
No, you're okay. Wendy, let it
That
out.
was really nice.
Thank you.
Thank you for that gift, though, Wendy. He has tears.
Dry the chimp bell's tears. She just dried the chimp
was
bell's
beautiful.
tears.
One more,
See?
Ev.
Oh, you're the
All right.
greatest.
We had a
Wendy,
ton of questions for you, by the way.
Yeah.
you need to come back, please.
I'll come back whenever you want me to.
Oh, you're the greatest.
Yay!
Hey, man.
know what
That was
I-
a half-hearted yay.
No,
yay.
it was-
Tell
it?
you
That
what-
was like,
he's
yeah.
like, yeah.
The shittiest. That was the,
Whatever.
that was the
What should I do?
shittiest yay. You know, see what he did? He went,
I went,
yay.
yay! No, it was like, yeah!
Tone deaf yay. That was a tone deaf
I'm
yay,
so,
bro.
well, I can't sing.
How about yay? Try it.
Yeah!
Ah, fuck off. I don't believe anything you do. Spaz. You can't even do that. You can't even
What do you
yay
got,
properly.
Ev?
All right, we'll do one more. Who would win in a reality TV binge watching competition? Wendy or Brendan? Brendan's only allowed 3 trips to the kitchen now.
Hold up. What do you watch?
Real Housewives.
I like that. Orange County? I was looking for Dap there.
Are you into that?
I'm into it. Are you into what else? I also like Atlanta.
I watch all the Housewives.
I don't watch New Jersey, New York.
Okay.
Beverly Hills is all right to me.
You've been watching this season of
I
OC?
have not. You've been watching it, Kay?
Hold.
You
I
got it,
wanted to
Kay?
go deep with you on that.
Sorry.
I go on Andy Cohen's show all the
I
time.
love
watch what
that
happens
show.
Live.
Is he as cool
He is
in
so
person
cool.
as he is on camera?
I love him. I
feel like me
I've
and
done
him
the
would
show
get
7
along.
times. You two you'd be buying each other break apart charms to wear around
Like
your neck.
heart.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
An
yeah.
A and a B. That'd be so sick.
I don't know Andy.
What
Cohen.
other show? What other show? What other shows do you watch though?
I watched that Below Deck. The people that work on the luxury yarder.
Oh, the
Shot-
the
shot yarder.
The chartered yacht.
Yacht charter.
See, I'll watch Real Housewives. I'll watch who's the Kim and her man.
she gives me anxiety.
See, I like her.
Don't be tardy for the.
Don't be tardy for the
the
party.
party.
Whoa.
Don't
be
sucky
tardy
when
for
you
the...
singy.
Don't sucky when you
That's
sing.
what I like to. That's my song.
She is a horrible singer.
Don't
A
sucky
hor-
when you
Don't
sing.
sucky
it.
But
when
I'll
you
watch
sing it.
like Teen Mom too. I love Teen Mom. I love all that.
See, you know how some people do fantasy football? I could do fantasy housewives and fantasy teen mom.
I love me some
Teen mom. I went Midwest there.
Team
Teen mom. Teen mom.
Team Mom.
Lovers, I gotta go.
We love you.
I gotta get to UTA.
Thank you
Wendy,
I
so
love
much.
you. I
Wendi
love you.
McLendon-Covey.
We've broken it down.
We have a bond now.
We have a bond.
Three
We've broken it
best
down.
friends.
You two
Listen to me.
live that way.
Listen to
What
me.
you just did,
Yeah.
live that way. There it is.
You're the best friend.
God.
Best friend ever.
French.
Face like that. Don't
Oh.
touch my fucking face like that. Yeah, yeah. Watch the Goldbergs. Wendi McLendon-Covey is the greatest.
The best.
Thank
got to come back anytime you want.
Such a fun
reals.
time.
I got-
Such a
Yeah!
fun time. Let's go on a road trip.
All right, let's do
Let's
it.
go on a
all
road trip.
Get a van.
I want to.
Go on a road
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
walk
want
you
to.
out.
Or insurance
I gotta-
All right.
for armadillos.
Yeah.
Oh!
And then we'll fucking kill them and eviscerate
Whoa,
those
whoa,
fuck.
whoa, whoa.
What? I don't know what you. I didn't know what the next
No,
step
we're
was.
gonna make them our
So
friends.
dark.
Oh,
we're
sorry.
gonna.
We're looking for a
gonna
Fire Kid
make
mascot.
Friends.
All right.
We're gonna make friends.
I gotta.
get a
I,
picture.
I have to pee out of my,
All right.
my huge dick so badly. Well, there's one of the greats, Wendi McLendon-Covey. I love her.
She's a funny one, talented
Yeah,
one.
she's
Super nice.
Yeah, she's great. Keeps it simple. We'll have her back on. We were a little spazzy. I feel we didn't let her talk enough, but we'll get shit for that. What do you think?
Not really. See, this is the thing. Like, we've had guests on before where people think we talk too much. You feel your guest out. Like, she's
Correct.
not a person who's gonna rip off and go on,
Yeah.
spiels. She's not that.
She's with
so
us.
You have to.
She's
you have
there
to-
with us.
She's reacting
Yeah,
to
she's
us.
great,
So
yeah.
you have to fill that time. So people get confused, and there's a reason why you don't have your own show is because you have to know the guest.
Yeah.
So like a lot of times, like we took some heat when we had on who's the Italian comedian who's great, Sebastian.
Yeah.
Sebastian's not a guy who's going to go on riffs on the mic.
Exactly.
So it was a lot of Cal and I speaking because when we realized this from the right,
Yeah,
right the first
yeah.
5 minutes, you'll see me and Brian. We'll ask some questions and we'll know how to dictate the show.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sebastian's not a guy who's just giving it all
No,
away.
no, he's
You
a guy
know?
he's gonna listen. He said that. He goes,
Yeah.
and the reason I knew that is because he said when he was on Rogan, he goes, I'm not the type of guy to just go.
Yeah.
He goes, I like to sit back and listen,
That's
and
right.
so it makes it for an interesting interview. And then there's certain guys who can't get to shut up.
I agree. 100%.
So then we jump in. But
Yeah,
yeah,
she's
she was great.
hilarious.
She was amazing.
Hilarious.
Super talented.
Hilarious. And
I'll tell you what, I just hope she's safe at her home. I just, and I hope you're safe.
Yeah.
I hope Evan, especially Kay, are safe.
Well, but the thing
there's
is,
only
Brendan-
one way to do that.
Well,
though.
I know, but but the way I do it, can I tell you the way I do it is I'm having a huge wall built, and then I'm gonna hire probably 4 security guards because I want eyes. I want to know who's coming to my house, and I'm gonna have turret guns.
See,
set
that
up.
might work. That's also. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's the best.
And I just so I know,
Financially-
so I can see when the enemy's coming. I can rain down with hellfire.
Okay, that might do it, but I don't know if everyone can afford that.
Well, no,
Maybe
I'm-
you and Bill Gates.
Well, also I'm gonna have huge. I'm gonna get the vault doors from the bank, and I'm gonna have those put in.
Okay, that sounds expensive.
It's gonna
Can I
be-
recommend something else?
Well, the whole thing's gonna
And
cost
let
me
me
$1
give you
million
some
dollars.
fat. That's going to cost way more than $1 million. It's
Okay.
going to be expensive. Then you should get some alligators swimming around. Like
Well,
have
I
a-
was gonna
a
get
water
crocodiles,
bank.
not alligators.
Yeah.
Crocodiles.
Oh,
But I have
no.
to get the permits for the crocodiles.
And they got to be saltwater, so they're more aggressive.
Of
Okay.
course, I gotta
There's
dig
a lot
the
of
moat.
details. However,
Yeah.
did you know that most break-ins happen during the day? 95% of them.
What?
Yeah.
What do
yeah.
you mean?
And do you know it starts by them ringing your doorbell?
Really? Oh, to see if anybody's home.
Yep.
You know, when I used to rob houses, I used to just go in the back window. But I hear
They're
you.
not smart like you, man.
Right.
They ring doorbells.
Sure.
And then what if I told you could see who's at the door? Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
With the Ring video doorbell, you can see and talk to anyone at your door from anywhere in the world using your smartphone.
You're talking about Ring.com?
Yeah, you could be in Brazil. Someone rings your doorbell in Calabasas. You're like, hold up. Is that Bruce Jenner? Is that Caitlyn Jenner? I'm going to look.
Wait a minute. Hold on. This is the thing I think your brother has called
He loves
Ring.com.
it. Yeah.
And
He
he's
showed
obsessed
us.
with it.
He showed us from Costa Rica who's at his door trying to holler at his girl. Not up in here.
We were in Costa Rica, and Jay Shaw brings up on his phone who's in front of his door. That's pretty cool. That's pretty impressive.
It's like caller ID for your home. It's amazing.
Things got to be $2,000.
Nope, it's definitely not. It takes minutes to install. Easy. Built-in rechargeable battery. It hooks up to your current wiring. Super easy. Put your mind at ease and protect your home. Protect your house.
So you just
protect your house.
You just get somebody who comes in and actually just can install it in.
You can do it yourself. It's very easy. That's what we just said. Yeah, it's very easy and a rechargeable battery. In minutes, yourself. Don't need to hire a specialist.
I want to see.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. It was Time Magazine named one of the top 10 gadgets of 2014. Burglars.
Magazine?
Hey, burglars. See ya.
Hey, burglars. You put on notice.
Good luck. Go to ring.com/fighter right now for free FedEx shipping. That's right. Ring.com/fighter. With Ring, you always home.
Yeah.
With Ring, you home. With Ring, not up in here. With Ring, I don't think so. With Ring, not up in here.
With
Ring.com/fighter.
With Ring. Are you kidding me, boo?
You're better than that.
You beat me on that one.
Yeah, I did.
You beat me on the funny on that one.
Sorry, man. Ring's like the Dikembe Mutombo for your door. Someone comes to your door, it's just a big finger like this.
No.
No. Not up in here. No. Not up in here.
Ring.com.
Dikembe Mutombo uses so good.
Dikembe Mutombo.
Ring.com.
With Ring.com, I can be in my country in Africa and nobody can come in because I can see on my phone.
Ring.com, man. Now it's Jamaican.
Dude, that's Jamaican.
I know, that's what I said. It's Jamaican.
All right.
Usain Bolt so fast, man. Usain Bolt so fast, see Ring.com.
All right, man. We got it.
All right. Ring.com/fighters. Free shipping right now. Enjoy that. Protect your house. Current event. What do you got, Ev?
It's current events with Evan the Beard. Current events with Evan the Beard.
Woo!
Guys,
you know that, Jim?
Just so you know, I've been writing a Big Dick Bandit song, and we'll have it for you on Monday. Big Dick Bandit,
You realize you have to have it now, right? By saying that,
I'll
everyone's going to expect it.
I'll have it.
Yeah.
And
I like when Callan writes.
Key's going to be involved in it, too.
She was involved in which was the Caribbean Big Beer song.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That was your...
We got Keely got a part. I might write something for Evan. I like when we have other people involved.
The whole squad.
Yeah. Big Dick. When I'm on the road,
we should have them
when I'm on the
when we
road,
do that.
everybody wants me to sing that song.
Really?
Everybody.
When we sang at our first live show,
Yep.
I'm assuming we'll probably sing in Tempe and in Ontario.
Hopefully.
We'll see. We need a band. We need some positive attitudes
Excited.
for those live shows.
Yeah.
How about the movies last night?
Yeah, we saw Paranormal.
First of all, hold on. Before you throw me under the bus,
Yeah.
your wife asked me to see Paranormal Activity. Okay, Brian Callen? So don't act like I have bad taste. I enjoyed the movie. I don't go to Paranormal Activity because I'm expecting some award-winning performance. I go to get scared. It was cheap thrills. I had a bag of candy
Piece of shit
and 3D
movie.
glasses on.
Piece of
and I had a
shit.
glorious time.
A piece of shit movie that I could write myself. I could write that movie in a weekend. And I'm not kidding.
Hey, but look at me. You don't.
It's a
I
terrible
know, but look
movie.
at me. You don't do
The
it.
first two, scary as shit.
Ooh,
This
see, I
one
thought
was
this was
terrible.
the best one yet.
And I want to say, you have officially the worst taste in movies. You have the worst taste, look at me, in the world. You have the worst taste in movies.
Well,
I find your taste in movies actually offensive.
I know. And
Never,
you know why?
ever
You know
give
why?
a recommendation.
You're 50.
Listen, guys.
You're 50.
If he gives
Did
a
you enjoy
recommendation...
Lincoln?
Didn't
Yeah,
see
you
it.
loved it. You
Didn't
thought
see
it
it.
was
I
great.
didn't see it.
Yeah.
Didn't see it. So
If our top 5 movie list, it won't even be similar. There's an age difference.
No, it's not true. It's called story. It's called knowing why a story works. You, sir, are
Well, the masses
you're
disagree.
a kid when it comes to movies, and that's okay. That's what a lot of us have an inner kid in us. A lot of people are like that.
Yeah, a lot of us are a lot younger than you too.
Hey, man.
No, that's what it is.
Don't
So
say that.
We went to dinner with your parents last night.
Yeah.
Your dad's an interesting dude.
Yes, he is.
Your mom didn't say a lot. You look identical to your mom. You realize that, right? And your dad also had 2 watches on.
My dad had 2 watches on.
Double watches.
Brandon
You know
goes, your
what?
dad has 2 watches on.
My dad does the same thing though.
Yeah, one watch, I guess, does his like
Heart rate and
all that
My
stuff.
my dad wears one watch on his left, and on the right he wears like that Nike band.
Yeah.
It
The
looks
other,
like
the other,
two-
the other,
looks like double of watches.
the other wrist, he had the Rolex Presidents.
Yeah, your dad's not messing around.
No, doesn't fuck around. Knows everything.
Hey, this is why I love Callan. I was telling Joe this last night. This is so funny. So the it was supposed to be Brian, Amanda, me, and Joe. You right? Double date for dinner at Scope, our favorite restaurant. Callan sends me a text half an hour before. He goes, "Bro, make the table for 7. My dad's coming." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "My parents are coming. Don't worry though. He's gonna pay for everything." Like we're
Hashtag
kids.
free
Like we're
food.
kids. Yeah, hashtag like we're kids. Like we're teenage kids. I was like,
we both-
okay.
we
like
both-
we can all pay for the
We
meal.
both reached for the check,
was
pretending
funny.
we're like, oh, let me get that, like really half-assed.
And your dad just starts like, he's like, "No, get out of it." I went, all right, at least give me your watch. I grabbed his watch.
He always pays.
It's just fun. That's the kid in Callan. That's the never part of grow up with Callan.
I know.
You're like, dude, he's gonna pay for it, and it's like,
Don't worry about it.
okay,
We're all adults.
30.
I'm
I can
50.
for sure pay for
I'm
it.
literally 50, still acting like a kid, dude. guess
Oh,
what?
bro, no. When my dad comes, we don't pay for nothing. I was like, what? All right.
You know what? I forget I'm
not excited about it.
I forget I'm so old, but you're right. That is a ridiculous way for a 48-year-old man to be.
No, it's great though. It's
But
funny.
it's
'Cause
ridiculous.
I've never done that. You know, I haven't done it in forever, but it made me think about it.
I'm still a kid. And
Because Joe
especially-
goes, his parents come. I go, yeah, he's pretty excited too because they're gonna pay for it. She goes, what? I went, yeah, I guess he's all crunk because they're gonna pay for it. So funny.
I enjoyed talking to my dad. I hadn't talked to him in a while.
Really?
Yeah, he's so interesting to me. He just knows so
He's
much.
how old?
75.
75. So he had you at 22.
He had me at
24.
24. Yeah.
Young.
Oh, yeah. He was young.
Yeah, you look identical to your mom. You look nothing like your dad.
I didn't know that.
You look identical.
Really?
You look like your mom with a beard.
God damn it.
You're a beautiful woman.
I'm a beautiful woman. Well,
You're-
there
no,
it is.
Or I should say you're a handsome woman.
I'm a handsome woman.
You guys look very similar though.
Really?
All right, let's go to current events with Evan the Beard. I thought the movie was great. I went balls deep in some licorice. Did not feel good either after I
Did
ate
you
it.
eat the whole box?
No.
You sure did.
I saw your wife chugging down that shake though. I was very jealous.
Oh, she'll put the sugar fucking down.
Does she? But she's so thin. You
Yeah,
can't tell.
she's thin, but she'll eat. She loves herself some junk food. Taco Bell? What? She'll eat Taco Bell until her stomach bursts.
Till her tits fall off.
Well, I don't know.
You ate so much Taco Bell, your dick fell off.
Hey man, no,
That's what you. No.
no man, I don't think so.
You ever ate a Whopper with cheese and your balls fell off?
No, a better way is you ever eat so much Taco Bell that after you poo, your asshole's going. I'm exhausted.
You ever had the shrimp sizzler from Red Lobster and your dick fell off?
Well, no sir.
Never.
No sir. You ever have sex with somebody and your dick burns when you pee? What happened? See what happens? See you?
No,
get
you
me?
took it too much.
You?
No, that's not even a joke though.
I know.
That's a
Like
real thing.
a lot of people are gonna go, yeah, I have, Brian. Thank you for asking.
So
now, have you ever ate a
So have I,
double decker taco and your dick fell off?
No,
That's
man.
how good those are.
Well, why would
So
your dick
good,
fall
yo
off?
dick fall off.
Why would-
if I owned a restaurant, that's
No.
how it'd be. Come on down to Big Brown's Burgers. So good, yo dick fall
No,
off.
see, and by the way, why do you have to be so stereotypically
Urban? I grew up in the hood, my man.
urban?
Hey, I'm sorry, I'm urban and
know
not white
That's
as
ho-
fuck.
you know
Alan.
that's Hollywood's expression for too black.
urban.
They always go, it's a little like in auditions and stuff. It's a little too urban. Or it's not
Oh.
urban enough. It's
Oh,
like,
no,
oh,
no,
you
no.
mean black?
It's not always black. When I've gone on these auditions for certain TV stuff. They've told my agent that I was too urban, like my lingo and the way I talk and
Right.
my gestures too urban. I'm sorry. Oh, you mean awesome? Oh, you mean cultured? I'm sorry.
You mean exposed?
I'm
to
sorry,
the
I'm not
other
white
side?
as fuck. Well, they see this haircut and the way I dress, and they think I'm gonna be real white.
Yeah,
Wrong.
Nobody does. You
Wrong.
look very, very Latin. I can't believe you're not 100% Puerto Rican.
Really?
Yeah, 100% Puerto
I
Rican.
might be, man.
Yeah, not a bad thing to be.
Well, if you had a restaurant, how would you market it?
My restaurant?
Yeah. It'd be so boring.
No. Eat. I'd call it eat.
That's it?
No, I'd call it.
I feel like it'd be something creepy.
I'd call it. I'd call it. Tummy heaven.
What would you serve? I'm not liking this already. I'm not sold.
I would serve. I'd like to have.
So
a
this is Shark
restaurant-
Tank, and why would I invest in your restaurant? Brian Cowan, what's your proposal?
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. I want to be a restaurant that actually serves food in the old medieval way, where we bring out entire.
Stop. It's called Medieval Times. What else you got?
Yeah, we call it medieval times.
No, that's already taken, motherfucker.
No, but sir, I want to bring out entire pigs with an apple in their mouth, stags that are stuffed, a whole stuffed deer,
Are they already dead?
and I want to have a deer that's stuffed with a goat, that's stuffed with a rabbit, that's stuffed with all different animals.
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah.
Will there be chocolate stuffed hamsters?
Well, yes, sir. What we're gonna do is singe the hair off, and then we'll take tubes and we'll take the melted Cadbury chocolate.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did,
This
sir.
sounds so good.
Yes, I did, sir.
And you
And
just
then
squeeze it
we'll
into
roast. We'll roast the hamsters first, sir, and then we'll take the warm chocolate and I'll.
Oh, so
put it-
they're like, it's like a Twinkie but stuffed with
Yes,
Cadbury
sir.
chocolate.
Yes, sir. And we won't stop stuffing the chocolate. We'll know when the chocolate is when it's
Coming
too
out
much
of their
chocolate
eyes.
when it's coming out of their mouth and their
Rump.
rump, sir. And I hope you give me this opportunity because then we'll sew these hamster back up and it'll just be a big meat chocolate ball.
I'm not mad at a deep fry and you got yourself a deal.
And we're gonna candy the paws.
But what would your slogan be? Like mine was, so good your dick's going to fall off.
I know,
Like
sir.
people would be crunk about that. My Kool-Aid's so good, your dick fall off.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't ring. That doesn't,
Really? See,
no.
I would be fucking sold.
No.
Bro, you ever been to that new donut place? So good. Their whole slogan, these donuts so good, yo, dick fall
I
off.
just got excited. I just remembered there's a new donut place on Abbot
You
Kinney.
trying to go there after
Blue
this?
Star. Of
GTA
course.
then donuts?
Well, of course. Got to do it. We've earned it. And then
Have we earned
Then
it?
I'm gonna go box and burn.
Have we earned which box and burn?
Santa Monica.
Oh.
4 o'clock. Come.
Okay, maybe. I might work out with Tate.
Oh.
It reminds me, I recently did a podcast with Tate Fletcher. Go check out Pirate Life.
He's
It's
a
his
good
newest
man.
one on there. He's a good dude.
I like Tate very
Me too.
much.
He's in every movie.
Yeah, we don't see him enough.
Well,
Oh, you mean he's a coffee mogul and in every movie, and he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu,
and he owns restaurants.
and he owns restaurants and,
And he
nightclubs.
lives in Marina.
Jesus Christ. He's a stud.
All right, what do you got, Ev?
Uh,
Your restaurant was terrible, by the way.
Yeah,
which one?
work on that. The fictional one that you just came up with.
Oh. I don't know.
Was
about
it
that.
Tummy Heaven?
Tummy.
Heaven.
Tummy.
No. Game like you want it.
I don't know what that means.
Game, like when you eat game, like anything that's called game is like wild game.
Yeah.
Game like you want it.
Okay, that's terrible. How about Game On?
Ooh.
Game over.
Game like you want it?
Um,
Game On.
hey, if you thought
Animals so rare, you ain't never fucking seen them.
if you thought hamsters were delicious, try them with Cadbury chocolate. That's the name of it.
You ever ate a tiger's dick?
Hey, man.
Bro, that's going to get people in the shop.
No,
Game On.
No.
You ever had some tiger rectum?
Don't. Look, man. This is really this show is spiraling. What's the next?
I'm
What
on
do you
board
got?
with it, for the record.
Right?
Get weird.
Game On.
Be unique.
What's the?
Give
What's
Give me
the?
some tiger rectum.
What's the next?
The first current event?
Yeah.
First current event is we got a cryotherapy is hot in the streets right now because a girl went into the cryo chamber and somehow managed to lock herself in there and froze to death in about 5 minutes.
Oh no.
This is the first death with these cryo chambers?
I think it's the first cryo chamber.
Have you
death,
ever been in
yeah.
one, Callan?
No.
So the way they work, especially the one she's in, is it lifts your head above. So you're like
Yeah.
this and everything's below.
That's what the one they have it on it.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. Now there's different ones. There's ones where you close and you're not gonna die, and then there's ones like this where it lifts you up so you're not ingesting
Okay.
the chemicals. Well, she didn't raise up. She stayed below and inhaled it, froze to death.
Was there somebody monitoring this?
She
No.
worked at the facility and did it after hours.
Dude.
You gotta be a real McAsshole to die like that.
Dude.
You gotta be a real McAsshole.
Oh, that's so terrible though.
I feel
It's an
bad
accident
for it, but
though.
you gotta be a dumbass.
Well,
Especially if
people
you operate
die.
the machine.
People died in dumb ways though.
I know. What a bummer. What a bummer.
Oh.
What a shitty way to go.
Do you think what? So what?
But
Did
cryo-
she lose consciousness? Do you think, or what happened?
They said she froze to death.
Frozen suffocate.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she inhaled it and she fell down.
Oh
The air
my
kept going. She
God!
didn't turn it off. They find her like an ice cube.
Like an ice cube.
Like an ice cube.
Wow, how cold
Like the
was
Italian
that,
guy in
man?
Goodfellas hanging from the meat
Yes.
thing.
How cold was that?
Negative 240 degrees.
Yep.
And you're naked.
No, you
Almost.
you put shorts on, you have boots on, and then gloves on your hands.
And you just must die so quickly.
Yeah, they said the report I saw said she didn't. They want her family to know she went through no pain.
Good.
I tend to disagree with that, but it sounds good for the family. Inhaling that ice cold and
Yeah, but she
freezing
probably
your
passed
lungs.
out. Is what happened. It sounds like she didn't let herself out because she lost consciousness. That's what it sounds like.
No,
right?
no, not at all. So because you could climb out, like there's no ceiling.
Oh,
You can
okay.
Get out.
Okay.
So she inhaled it.
Right.
Froze. Fell.
That's
That probably hurt. I would assume
Yeah.
freezing your lungs fucking hurt.
fuck, man.
At least for a second.
Did you go to a cryo chamber, Evan?
I did actually went last night.
What'd you think of it?
To be honest, I thought it was going to be colder. They looked at me like I was insane when I told them that. I thought it was going to be a lot colder. I was not. I figured there'd be some kind of like discomfort associated with it. You know, like getting used to the cold and everything. I was in there for 2 minutes, 20 seconds or so.
Well, you're covered in hair. But other than that, I don't give a fuck about that. What about the results? How'd you feel after?
Felt great immediately after. Lot more energy than when I came in. Was expecting to be a little less sore. I came in pretty sore after a good workout, so I was hoping it would take effect on that a little bit quicker. But
You
know-
want to know my philosophy on
I
it?
know.
And
I know some athletes who would consider an ice bath to be way.
Well, yeah. Listen, the crowd chamber is great for civilians, I think. Listen, if you're not in a training camp and you're not a professional athlete, that makes sense. There's nothing better than an ice bath. Nothing is better for you than an ice bath. It's cheaper. It's way more of a hassle. And I'm going to take some heat from this, and we have a lot of friends who own cryotherapies or whatever. I don't think they're that great. I don't think they work. And there's not much scientific proof that shows that they work. I've used them a ton of times. I had a membership to the one in Beverly Hills. I've gone to Cold and Thirsty up here. Is that where you went?
That's the one I
They're
went to,
great
yeah.
there. They're great.
Really, really
and for
cool
some
people.
people dig it. So keep doing it. I'm not saying don't do it. For me personally, it was like opening up the freezer door in my refrigerator, hanging out there for a while, and then closing it. I got no less sore. I didn't get any more energy.
Ice baths work though, don't they?
Ice baths, they still work, but you're still sore. If you're
Yeah.
a professional athlete, you do ice baths. It takes the inflammation down. That's
Right.
proven to work.
How long would you stay in an ice bath? And how cold is that?
That's freezing. I mean, it's ice water. You go numb. You know, your entire body goes numb.
Oh, I've never done that.
Ice bath, the hot's the way to do it. But again, if you're not a professional athlete and getting paid for your performance, it's a bitch.
Yeah.
There's a reason they came up with this. It's much easier.
Sure.
I'm telling you, man, I've been to all of them. I've tried it all. Hey, man, I used to get in them like, hey, can I go again? Because I'm just not. And I told them this. I said, I'm not feeling any benefits from this. They go, yeah, you can do it like 3 times back and forth. Never once saw benefits from it.
And you stayed in there for 2 minutes or something?
Longer. I would stay in
Wow.
longer than they recommended because I wasn't getting no benefits from it.
Damn.
And then I just started going back to ice baths. Again, if it works for you and you love it, great. There's not a lot of proof that it works.
Right.
Yeah, it felt
It's all
like
a fad.
It felt like I walked into like an ice hockey locker room, like an ice hockey rink. Like I love that feeling, like the cold air, like just smacking you in the face. Like, I love that, so that's why I feel like my energy level went up a little bit. But other than that, like you were saying, like, I'm sore as fuck still today.
Well, if I took a glass of cold water and dumped it on the back of your neck, you're gonna wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Oh,
feel
yeah.
more energized.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Cold showers.
Evan, instead of paying them $70, I'll charge you $50. I'll just dump ice water in your head anytime you want to wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to take some heat for us. We have a lot of friends. Rogan swears by it. Our remarks, they have one. I just don't believe in it.
Yeah.
From my professional opinion, as an athlete, it never did anything for me.
Oh, you like ice baths.
And I'm
Ice
also
bath.
honest. It just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
If something works for me, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Ice baths work for me.
That's fine.
Saunas work for me.
I'll go with the pro athlete.
Some pro athletes might like it, but I don't know. A lot of it's mental, you know?
Well, yeah, but also the NFL and places have been using ice baths forever.
Forever.
So-
But it's miserable. It's a beast to go through.
I'm
it.
sure.
So someone's like, oh, how can we?
How long has the longest you've ever spent in an ice bath?
You can't spend too long, you get in trouble.
Yeah.
When I was in New Mexico, Orlovsky and I spent a lot of time in the University of New Mexico ice bath, but they have a great setup. It's a giant ice bath, and right next to it's a real hot tub.
Wow.
So you switch between the two.
Ooh.
So it's flushing the lactic acid out of your body. Yeah.
Is that what it's supposed to do?
Yeah.
So how long would you spend, like 5 minutes in an ice bath? Or
If it's just the ice
Yeah.
bath,
is that a long time?
probably like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
But after 2, you're completely numb and you can chill all day.
Is
So
that
you have to be
right?
careful. Yeah.
So you just go numb after 2 minutes.
You can't feel anything.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But those first 2 minutes are a doozy.
Well, it hurts, right?
Yeah,
I've
it's
been in
cold.
glacial water where I couldn't keep my feet in there because it hurt so badly, and I got out.
Now imagine your whole body, including your dick.
No. That's really cool.
We used to have a guy on the team named Vaka Manapuna who would go.
Obviously Samoan.
Yes, and he's giant dude, 300 pounds, strongest guy on the team. And all of us would sit there like just with our up to our waist in it because during training camp your legs start to go. So
Yeah.
we'd all do ice baths right after practice. He would cannonball in and sit into up to his neck.
No problem.
I never understood it.
He's so
I was like,
tough.
how's that happen?
Some
You're
people-
from Hawaii. That doesn't make sense.
Because he's Samoan. They're the strongest,
You just-
fattest motherfuckers on the
You
planet.
just get up there and smile. We're like, how's that work?
Even Justin Tuck was talking about how like certain Samoan guys on the team are just like a different kind of
and
strong.
when they have drinks,
Really?
aggressive.
Really?
Super aggressive.
I want no part of a Samoan.
Hell no.
Jesus.
What else you got, Ev?
All right, next
Interesting
one.
though, right?
Yes.
On Colin Cowherd's new show, ex-MLB star Lenny Dykstra said he spent $500,000 to hire private investigators to spy on MLB umpires and use their secrets, like specifically affairs and like if you found out an ump was gay, as leverage to get calls during games.
Yeah, he
basically blackmailed the
blackmailed
shit out of these guys.
What?
He blackmailed him.
Holy shit, that's insane.
Oh, I
Lenny-
told you about Lenny Dykstra last night.
Yeah,
right?
but not
A little bit.
this.
Yeah.
Well, he went to jail. Lenny Dykstra was an all-star to begin with. He was such a great player.
Yeah.
Why did he feel the need to actually blackmail refs? That's umpires.
He went into that. He said I did steroids, opiates. He went to prison.
Why did he
He
go
was
to
on
prison?
Colin's show. I'm not sure why he went to prison. I think it was fraud.
I think it was like a gambling
He
fraud
had
kind
a
of thing.
car wash. I know he had a couple car washes and did some fraud.
How is he doing now?
He didn't look great. But he's coming out with a book, which so
Fascinating.
some people think he's just dropping these kind of bullshit headlines to sell books, but I don't know.
Well, if he was convicted of fraud, I bet you some of these stories are bullshit.
Bankruptcy fraud. That's what it was.
What?
It's tough, but
yeah.
if you listen, I listen to Colin every morning. I'm a big fan of him, but for some of his stuff. But he had a good opinion. And this is brilliant. It just reminds me. I meant to talk to you about it earlier. He says if you really want to get the facts on the way things work, you want to fix things, you don't go to the good people.
That's right.
You don't go to the church to find out the way the mafia is working.
Right.
What's the police do to get to know how the mafia is working?
They go to other mafia
They
guys.
infiltrate mafia.
Yeah.
They act like one of the bad guys.
Sure.
And he was saying to get the stories, to find out about steroids, you don't go to the guys who were doing the testing.
No.
You go to the guys who were doing it and
Sure.
dealing, who had been there. So Jose Canseco, you go to these guys who have done it.
Yeah.
It was so interesting. So he's saying if you want the real opinion on things, you want to find out
Go to
real
the
stuff.
players.
You don't go to the saints, you go to the sinners to
Yeah.
find out the real story.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's interesting, right?
Yes. And so true.
Phenomenal point.
And so
Phenomenal.
true.
It's kind of like with this Reebok deal. Are you gonna if you want to find out how it's affecting the fighters? Are you gonna go to the guys who are the saints of the UFC who are taken care of by it? Are you gonna go to Chris Weidman and Ronda Rousey and Conor McGregor and ask about Reebok? That doesn't make sense.
No.
They're the exception.
You go to the people who are being hurt by it.
Yes.
Well,
because the majority is being hurt by
during
it.
the Clinton era.
And that's where you can find out the real facts on how this contract and how this negotiation of this new Reebok and those sponsors is really affecting people.
Yeah.
Because you can't go to the guys, the top 10 who are taken care of.
During the Clinton era, the CIA, they found out that the CIA had ties to quote unquote death squads in Latin America, right-wing death squads. So there was a law passed, and I can't remember the senator's name. He was from Jersey, I think. And it said that if you're a CIA operative or an American intelligence asset, you're not allowed to go to, if you're an American intelligence officer or agent, you are not allowed to associate with anybody who's been accused of human rights violations, criminal conduct, or murder.
Sure.
These death squads. The problem was when you do that to intelligence agents, they get their information by mixing with the bad guys, or at least getting turncoats and saying, we'll give you citizenship or money or whatever if you give us information on your group of bad guys. If you ban that kind of behavior, it makes no sense. So it wasn't really until 9/11 that they say that the CIA had to reverse a lot of those decisions. And I can't remember the Torricelli. It might be the Torricelli law. Anyway, somebody tweet me and tell me. I can't remember.
It is interesting.
Same thing. It's like you got to go to the people that.
I don't trust anyone who's that good.
Right.
I really don't.
Right.
I don't want a guy who does the right thing every time. I don't trust that guy.
Yeah.
The guy who puts on that perfect act, like his household, and he has no worries.
There's always some
and
shit under that surface, right?
He's always preaching to me about religion, and this is the plan. I don't trust that guy.
I don't either. Like, what are you hiding?
What's going on here?
Yeah.
No. You have faults just like all of us, man.
Yeah.
Don't bullshit me. Or, whatever it is.
Yes.
Don't do that, man. What?
Yeah.
What the fuck's wrong
I
with
agree with you.
I don't trust you
Always
at all.
makes me nervous.
Makes you nervous.
When people are like open about their flaws and talk about even their bad shit, I'm like,
me too.
I can trust that guy.
100%. Everyone makes mistakes.
Yep. And everybody has weaknesses.
One of the biggest stories this week so far, the one that I just keep hearing about over and over and over, is that the World Health Organization published a study that said that there is an indisputable link between processed meats and cancer development.
Colorectal cancer.
And
specifically
and
colorectal.
red meat, right?
And red meat.
No, red meat
Everyone's
took a
freaking
very
out about
big
bacon
back. No.
specifically.
What'd you say?
Red meat took a big backdoor. Red meat actually, that was misread. But it was processed meat, bacon, sausage, ham.
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs, which has actually been for a long time the case. When I interviewed, I think her name is Wendi Chen from Harvard Medical School, who did all this amazing research on aspirin and how it can stop cancers like breast cancers from recurring. She said that a lot of primary research had been done on not red meat, but on saturated and treated meats, processed meats that cause colon cancer.
They
etc.
also said that 2% of hot dogs contained human DNA.
That's fucking
And you know what it's
disgusting.
from?
Poo?
No.
Pigs eating poo?
No, human DNA.
Yeah.
And it's from saliva and
Semen.
blood.
Oh, damn it.
Blood.
Yeah, I bet.
Like
'Cause
where they
in
get
the
nicked.
yeah,
They
sure.
get nicked. Saliva. Like, fuck you.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have no doubt.
Not eating hot dogs anymore. But there's a couple of brands where there's no human DNA, so I'm gonna try those.
Well, but
I would
also-
assume that the like the Dodger dogs and stuff, there's some human DNA.
But the
in those.
processed
I
meat,
love
the processed
Dodger
meat's
dog.
fascinating. It was like 18% increase or something in colorectal cancer. I can't remember what the percentage was, but it was marked enough to be like, whoa, I eat bacon every day, man. I'm like, no more bacon, I guess.
I'm gonna keep eating it. That stuff
But
don't
by the
scare
way,
me.
it's nowhere close to as bad a risk as, say, smoking is. So smoking causes cancer. We know that there's a direct link to lung cancer and other
I
kinds
don't think
of
anyone's
cancers.
arguing that.
No, what I'm saying is that processed meat, because the American Cancer Association puts it in the same category. So they say processed meat now and cigarettes and alcohol and different things can cause cancer.
For sure.
Don't make the mistake that eating a bologna sandwich is the same as smoking a cigarette.
If you are, go ahead and slam your head into the table. Yeah.
But it's pretty
Go ahead and
damning
just
to the
slam
processed meat industry. That includes smoked meats like jerky, all kinds of stuff. It's pretty interesting. It's like,
It doesn't stop me, man. I just keep on. If you eat in moderation, you're gonna be fine.
yes, you are.
Guarantee it. Promise you. Work out, for the most part, eat healthy.
Yeah.
Eat a couple processed meats. There might be a little human DNA in them. Have a couple beers. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, don't be a baby. You can have a hot dog periodically.
I once ate 12 hot dogs at a baseball game.
You did?
They were giving out free dogs at Coors Field.
I want to check your colon.
And my friends gave me all their free hot dogs because I loved them. Got super sick.
You ate 12.
12.
You can binge, huh? You can binge out.
I'll go wild.
Yeah. Let's go eat some donuts.
No,
What's
I'm not
next?
mad at that. What else you got?
We're going to do two really quick ones. Cops in a Northern California town they're taking away their batons as their non-lethal weapon, and they're replacing them with nunchucks.
Are you fucking joking
Well,
me?
do they know how to use the nunchucks? Because they're going to fuck some people up. They're going to use them like bats.
Nunchucks hurt a lot more, I think. And why are they doing
if you
that?
know how to use them, but if
How do you
if
block
you don't,
an
you're
assailant
screwed.
with a fucking nunchuck? Well, I guess I haven't taken Kung Fu.
Well, think about, all right, a cop with just a baton like this, or a fucking...
It's so weird,
That'd be
though.
badass.
Nunchucks.
I feel like it's a bad idea, though.
I do, too. I think
it's awesome, especially with like Ninja Turtle with it. If you're Michelangelo with it, I'm all about it.
What's next though? Throwing stars?
Those are pretty lethal, I feel like.
I feel like
Yeah.
both are very dangerous.
I don't know.
They were just their rationale was that there are more ways to use the weapon in a less aggressive, non-lethal fashion. Like since the bars are tied together with like the little like metal strip, like you could like put it like around someone's neck or waist and tug them in somewhere.
You can kill them.
Yeah, of course you can still kill them, but there are more non-lethal applications than with a baton, where it's just like you have one option.
That makes zero sense.
Whoever said that,
I didn't make that up.
Whatever,
No, that's what they said.
whatever board of experts on lethality,
They're idiots.
said that are dum-dums. You
I
guys
can think
win
of
the
1,000
dum-dum
ways
award.
to kill you with those nunchucks.
Fuck yes.
I can think of one with the baton.
Right.
This baton to your head.
That's
Other
right.
than that,
Yeah. Was something broken? Let the cops decide. They know what's best.
I feel like the mayor of this town has just got to be like, he's like a 12-year-old on the
this guy,
inside.
the
He
mayor-
somehow turned out
is
to
he
be
the mayor
mayor.
of
Sometimes they
Gotham
gotta-
City? Who is this guy?
It's
The mayor of Gotham City.
a crazy move.
Some bullshit mayor. What's the last one?
And the last one is that the UFC is seeking to get to buy the naming rights to a new arena that they're building in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, where's it at?
It's in Vegas.
Well, yeah, but we don't know where it's at.
UFC arena.
UFC Arena or Zuffa Arena?
Well, I'm hoping
Dana White Center.
Ronda Rousey Plex.
I could see that.
That's funny.
What kind of names? What names do you think they would go with if they actually got the rights to this?
For sure, they'll call it the UFC Center or something like that. 100%.
What would you call it?
Well, obviously, I'd call it Big Brown's Island, but that's just not for me to say. I don't think they're going to call me. They might call it Reebok and then have a real poor design of the Ireland map on there again. Reebok Center. And everything's just shit inside. All right, sorry. You set it up too easy, man. I try not to talk about
You've
it.
been a little. You've been interesting. This. I like it.
Are you
That's it for
are you
currents.
Texting?
No. I want to show you something.
All right, that is current events. Callan, where you gonna be this weekend, buddy?
I'm not going to be anywhere until Tempe, Arizona, which we talked about in November.
Which is the Fire and the Kid live first show live in Tempe, Arizona.
Sold
at the
out.
Tempe, Arizona Improv, right?
Yep, Tempe
and then
Improv.
so that's on the 12th, which
Yep.
is a Thursday
And
night.
then I'm there
and then Callan's there Friday, Saturday,
Sunday,
and
13th,
Sunday.
14th,
So make
15th.
sure you buy Callan's tickets for Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yep,
I'm
they're
only
going
there
fast.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Boom.
And then Salt Lake City Wise Guys the 27th, 28th, the day after Thanksgiving and the day after that.
Go see him. The Fire and the Kid and On It collab shirt is going to drop mid-November. I'm sure I'll have details for you guys soon. A little fish even told me, little fish told me, whispered, gargled in my ear. Little fish told me that we're going to have some Fire and the Kid posters that come along with the shirts. So it could be cool. They also might be signed by the Kid and myself. Could be really fun. You guys know the deal. Everything you need at tfatk.com. That's tfatk.com. This is the Fire and the Kid. We're out.